Hey,
Welcome, guys, to Wednesday Night Nitro. I think we're episode 19, I think.
Hang on, wait, no. This is a hostile takeover. This isn't This isn't Wednesday Night Nitro anymore. This is Wednesday Night Harsh Truth. I'm just the first one here. My other outsider tag team partner, the Lady Cora, will be here shortly. But we just invaded the Nitro set. This is what we did right here. Okay, so we took the sign down. Yeah.
Are you seeing what's happening with Mikkel? Or is it just on my end? His camera's freaking out on my end.
I assumed he was having a stroke or something, but that's just me. So.
Oh, here she is. Welcome.
Yeah, like I said, this isn't Casey's Raw channel.
Hello, gentlemen.
This is the Harsh Truth. This is the Harsh Truth Light, is what this channel is now. Okay, so it's ours now.
No.
So. Sorry, we're gonna rebrand, change all the signs, not have 5 entrance videos to our shows like Casey does. We're gonna be a lot more professional around here, and we're gonna do things a little differently. So.
Well, I mean, I have to plug the show many times so we can get the eyeballs. I mean, they need to know what show they're watching. I mean,
you plug the show that people are already watching. Eh? Is that what you do, Casey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So welcome, Cora. Apparently, we're on the Harsh Truth tonight.
Harsh Truth Light. Harsh Truth Light. That's what it's officially called.
This is the first thing I've done on my brand new gaming laptop that I got today in the mail.
Congratulations.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool. Is it working swimmingly for you, or is it being hostile?
It's fine. I'm just a fucking noob that doesn't know how to fucking operate it. So,
how much do you pay for it?
$1,000 less than it's worth from Costco. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know Costco sold computers.
Oh,
that's good.
Oh yeah. I have the NVIDIA 4070. I have the top of the line 13th generation Intel i9. I mean, and I got.
Are these really like cheap. Costco brands or something?
No, it's an MSI. It's an MSI Raider laptop. Anyways,
you're gonna have to explain what an MSI Raider is. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat because
MSI.
I guess I'm not smart enough.
Like Asus or HP. It's the laptop brand, and the guts are what matters. I've done a lot of research, and I want to get into gaming a little bit, and maybe streaming gaming. I don't know.
Nice.
We'll see. I got a monitor. I got the laptop. I'm getting my PS5 in here.
What games are you looking? Are you still looking at the Harry Potter game?
I don't know. I've been watching it, and I'm like, I think I'm happy just watching.
Well, if you play that game, you're a transphobe. So just a fair warning: you can't play that game, or you hate gay people. So
Okay,
just
Trump.
remember that.
Let me know how jealous.
Hey, I'm not. This is liberal talking points I'm going by, not Trump here. This is what I'm just using their points against them. I'm just saying.
Yawn. I'm sorry. Let me know when it matters again.
Well, I want to get your guys' opinion. I found out about, I guess, the guy who was behind Chucky's character apparently got busted
Who?
for. His name was Ed Gale. Apparently,
Ed Gale.
Yeah, he's the guy who plays Chuck in the first 3 movies.
I never seen any Chucky movies, so I don't know.
He's the guy he was the physical embodiment of the Chucky doll when they had like action scenes that they needed an actual person for.
Huh.
He got caught with child pornography or something of the sort. Yeah.
Oh, that's where it was?
Sweet.
Yeah, no, he's not the actual voice of Chucky. That's not him. He was the person who like played the doll.
Like, I'll give you an example, Casey. You know Darth Vader in Star Wars? There was a guy who was the physical embodiment, and then there was the voice. This was the guy who was the body.
Oh, no, I know what he's talking about, but I was shocked it was the child porn part. I was like, oh, God, I thought it was something. Yeah. I mean, that's still freaking bad, but I thought
it's vile and disgusting. If this is true, he needs to be hung from the highest tree and forgotten about. But, it is what it is.
Will this change your mind on the Chucky movies now, Tex?
I've never really been a Chucky fan. I mean, it was never. He's a doll.
Am I missing anything? Never seeing them?
No. Well, okay. Here's the short version. There's a murderer named Charles Lee Ray. He's running from the cops. And this is in the original movie. I'm just giving you the short version. And he runs into a toy store as the cops are chasing him, and he gets shot. So instead of dying, he knows some voodoo, right? And he puts his soul into the body of a doll.
It sounds like that Friday Nights at Freddy shit with kids.
Oh, this is way, way, way before Five Nights at Freddy's.
Casey, you look like you've lost weight since I've seen you.
Oh,
you look better. You like your face. It shows. You, Casey. You look like you lost weight. Yeah.
No.
No. If Casey lost weight, all he has to do is turn around to find it. It's just sitting right there.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Tex. I just noticed it was like, it looks like he's lost weight. Sorry. I'm all over the place. My brain's in 10 places. I'm being rude.
But no, Chucky was a schlocky 80s horror film that the first one was decent, and then they kind of, it was your kind of typical 80s horror franchise, and then but now it's like 7 or 8 movies deep. But now there's a Chucky television show, but the creator Don Mancini, he's a super gay guy. He's like a super gay dude. He's like so gay he farts rainbows. It's kind of how gay he is, right? And he has turned Chucky. You really feel. Hey, I'm giving you the clean version. Do you want the real version? I'm giving you the clean version.
No, let's give me the real version. Let's hear it.
Okay, well he's a pole smoking homo that turned Chucky from a horror character to a gay icon.
Be honest and say how you really feel.
But no, I've never really been a Chucky fan. He's like a 2 foot tall doll. Pick him up, throw him, chunk him. I don't know, kick him away. I've never been a fan of him.
Yeah.
Oh, Mikkel's here. I didn't see or hear you there. Nice to see you, Mikkel.
Hi, Cobra.
Yeah, look at the nice house he lives in. I mean, he's doing very well.
It looks like
he's not mad yet. He's not mad yet. We can still see his eyes. That hasn't came down too far. So, that's how you know.
Well, I mean, I guess he wears a hat way too big because I never had a hat that like droops onto my nose
Can you do that
randomly.
again where you put your hand over your face like your skin is melting? That was funny. Or John Cena, you can't see me.
But I was reading up. Apparently, he wasn't. Well, what I'm reading is saying that he was Chris Hansen. He was.
Oh no! Do you know
Yes.
what that fucker did? He shamed himself on NBC by having some affair, extorting money. I don't know what. Got fired.
Yeah.
He took to YouTube, tried to do this himself, and it was like grifting money off people to keep the channel going. It's like, dude, and then this podcast. Oh, it was so dry. It's not even funny. It's like, dude, just get another job. Like, stop asking people on the internet for money. Just go get a job.
Well, the reason I brought that up is because, he's famous for, the Catch a Predator series.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. So. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, he still has another show, but there's another group called Creep Catching Unit caught him doing the same thing, So that's why he got arrested. So I heard about this. I was like,
until I see some evidence, I'm kind of like this old Jonathan Majors, the guy from the Creed movies and Kane from Marvel or whatever. Until I see some evidence, I'm going to hold my tongue on where I stand on it. This could all be a big setup deal. Who knows, whatever. But if it's true and he is one of these predators, like I said, we need to just drag him behind an 18-wheeler down a gravel road or something because that's what he deserves. So,
Well, the looks of him, he looks like he's down there in the grave. Anyways, he's, he's on oxygen now. Like you see him with the tubes in his nose.
That's how we can get him the death penalty. We just pinch off his air hose, and he'll eventually just smother to death. It'll be easy.
Wow.
It won't cost the state any money.
If we're gonna plan his murder, we shouldn't be talking about it on YouTube.
No, it's more fun. But is it really murder if he's a child predator?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's doing the Lord's work.
It's a criminal offense.
Well,
it is.
Does anybody have a millstone? Because that's how they did it in the Bible.
Yeah,
if we can find a millstone.
I'm sorry, I think there's statutes in place that no.
Well, the Bible does predate any laws that we have here.
Yeah,
So
but the
if
Bible
we're going by the
law anymore.
rule of law,
optional.
Just saying.
Bible's
so
optional.
Somebody find us a millstone and a rope, and we'll take care of this.
You know what? I'm almost like I don't care, but bad touch.
I've already got 2 bad touches. I'm doing good. I'm doing good tonight. I'm not even on my game yet. I just got started. I like this. So.
This is what you get for fucking texting me. How you doing? What you doing tonight? Now you're stuck with me, asshole.
Well, see, we had to. I had to have more than one of my harsh truth teammates take over Casey's channel, so I wasn't outnumbered, right? So and just
you could have been outnumbered. I mean, you could have been outnumbered, but I'm not going to bring up why AJ's is not around. I mean, it's not.
Well,
I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, no, AJ had car trouble. Hopefully, he's not still sitting on the side of the road. If he is,
Actually, he's out murdering that pedophile. Oh, wait, we're not supposed to say that.
Oh,
hey, you said that, not me. I don't know what you're talking about. So,
exactly.
I was talking about finding a millstone. I didn't tell you what I was going to do with it. I'm smarter than that.
I just shoot him in the head. Fuck the stone shit. I just shoot him in the head a couple times.
Yeah, but, it's fun to go Old Testament on people.
Actually, it's messier that way,
That's why it's funner, because there's, it gets bloodier that way. But either way. So how are you doing, Casey? Are you sleepy today, or have you cracked yourself? Are you doing well?
I'm actually pretty good today. I'm pretty awake. I'm not gonna say like a couple hours from now. That'd be totally different.
Are you usually pretty sleepy? I mean, what's the scale from pretty awake to pretty sleepy? Like, that's your range, eh?
I'm kind of like right in the middle. I mean, maybe lean into more weight.
So you get like a half tank going. That's not a bad
Yeah,
average
pretty much.
to go with. That's not too
Yeah.
bad. But to be fair, I mean, to get you fully charged, you probably have to sleep like 3.5 days straight to get a full charge, right?
Well, that's what they said that the doctor recommends, right? I mean, you sleep
Yeah,
three
because
and a half days.
that's totally not a health problem or depression either way. It's one of those two, but it's all good. So
Well, I think if anything, it would be more of the health issue. I mean, I do have anxiety, but I take
Don't we
something.
all? Oh, except
I don't
Tex.
have
In
anxiety.
Texas, anxiety it doesn't exist.
No,
That's right. I forgot.
in the great state of Texas, if you have anxiety, we just go ahead and shoot you in the head because we don't want your bloodline to continue. So we just get you out of the way. You know what I mean? Which is how it works. You know?
But
Now, see, the trick is in Texas, you drink till you don't feel things, then you're good to go. That's the trick.
Well, a lot of times
why
the
did you say
anxiety.
so?
Well, a lot of times the anxiety is, I would say, work related because sometimes, like, I feel like you're trying to do the best you can. I feel like
You just need to work on your alcohol addiction, like the rest of us, Casey. Is what you
have
need
some
to do.
work beers.
Yeah, have some work beers, some driving beers, some home whiskey helps. You know, after a while, it's kind of like, okay, have you ever made like a honey baked ham? Or, where it gets like a glaze over the top of it? You know what I mean?
He probably
Yeah,
hasn't.
I just finished one before the show, Tex.
You are a fat mouth liar, sir. But anyway, what I'm saying is, if you go with the text plan long enough, which is drink till you don't feel things, you get like a glaze over the top of you, right? So everything just kind of washes off, and you just you can handle life better. So that's my plan. So it's all good. Just figure it out.
I want to bring up, but we kind of touched on this Friday, maybe, or last Wednesday, was I don't know if Core ever seen Dark Side of the Ring, but they're having season 4.
Ask me what?
Oh,
have you ever seen the television show The Dark Side of the Ring, that wrestling show?
Yeah, I have. I watched the one with one of the first ones. I fucking forget who it was. I don't remember, but I have seen it.
I really enjoy it, but I agree with Tex that they're all hit piece. But that's what they call Dark Side of the Ring for. They don't call it.
It's hit piece leftist garbage produced by Vice, which is a leftist Canadian network that supports Antifa and all their nonsense. They can go to hell. That's what I think about it.
I think they do a good job. I mean, there's going to be a lot of information that we already know that,
right.
People, like, when they did the plane ride from hell, it canceled Ric Flair for a little bit, and same thing with Tommy Dreamer, because Tommy Dreamer voiced his opinion.
Well, that's the thing is, Vice is taking these stories and they're animating them. They're putting, or not animating, but they're recreating, the scenes with, these actors, that look like the people from the story in shadow.
Yeah.
And they're telling these stories I honestly wonder how much of the Vice audience doesn't already know these stories. I really truly wonder that, because Vice is not like a huge network. It's not it's not like a TNT or a USA, or it's not like a Comedy Central. It's a minor channel, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how much of the fan base is an already existing wrestling fan, which probably already knows these stories from the YouTube, shoot interviews, the podcast, just all of the stuff that we've seen for years. I mean, hell, I don't know when the first shoot interview was, but I'm pretty sure it was, 15 to 20 years ago is when that really got started. Early 2000s or whatever.
Yeah, like pretty much
But
either it was on tape or when YouTube came out. Like,
well,
I mean,
if you remember, what's the name of that dude? He would always shoot it in like hotel rooms. He's the guy that does Kevin Nash's podcast with it.
oh, I don't know what's his name. Oh,
I can't
know
remember.
The guy, he usually has his own show where he does who's an asshole or what a dick or
right, like what's in the bag, who's a dick, whatever all that. Anyway, he was doing shoot interviews like 15 years ago or something. Like he would rent like a hotel room, and then he would shoot these, shoot interviews with whoever, Jim Cornette or whoever, and he'd put out the DVDs, and then he went to YouTube, and now he's doing the Kevin Nash podcast. But I mean, none of these are new stories. They're just dramatizing them and putting them out. You know what I mean?
Apparently,
Sean Oliver. That's right. Yeah. Who said that? Oh, it was Big Teach. He's on top of that. Yeah. I couldn't remember who it was, but I don't know. I don't like. I mean, obviously, I don't agree with Vice's political agenda that they push, but I just don't like how they treat these stories. I don't like how they're taking old information and trying to weaponize it, and I don't appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's a couple ones that I thought was kind of entertaining. There was Johnny Canine. I had no idea who that was, and
I've never heard that name before.
So when I watched those, it was an interesting show because guy, he was pretty much a criminal. But
with a name like Johnny Canine, I can understand why. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, Canine was related to the cops, so
right. Yeah.
But I thought it was very entertaining.
Have they announced all of the episodes they're going to have this season, or do we know?
No, there's 7 or 6 or 7's been announced, and actually, I found the list. I know what's been added was Bam Bam Bigelow's been added.
What did he do that was so controversial? I've never heard of him doing anything bad.
Well, probably the way I'll bet money is the way he died.
I mean, the only thing I ever knew about him was like he was the first guy I ever saw on TV with head tattoos. Like that's the only thing I can remember about Bam Bam Bigelow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't remember any scandal that he was ever attached to. Why would he get an episode?
No.
Well, the first time I ever seen him was from the movie Major Pain, and
he was in Major. I completely forgot about him being in there.
Yeah,
that's actually I like that movie. That's a funny movie. I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I hadn't seen it in forever, but I would love to go watch that again. They have a lot.
It's probably been 10 years since I've seen Major Pain.
All right.
I think the last.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead.
No. Okay. Well, this is the lineup. I already announced about Abdullah the Butcher. Now they added Mike Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. That's probably something to do with ECW or whatever, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are ECW related. With Bam Bam Bigelow, the Sandman. Oh gosh,
he was a big drug addict, so yeah, I can see that.
And Chris Candido and Sonny.
Well, Chris Candido and Sonny, that one, I don't really care about any of the rest that I've heard so far, but that one I would be interested to hear, just based on not just them, but everything else that it connects to, from Bret Hart to Shawn Michaels to everything else. You know what I mean? Obviously, we know the story with Chris Candido. Sonny was a whore that cheated on him every time she got a chance. And, it's just, I don't know how he died. I'm assuming drug related, if I had to guess.
No.
I don't do drugs,
it was a blood clot.
He died of a broken heart.
Oh, there you go. He died. He was so hurt that his blood clotted and killed him. There you go. That was the report on his autopsy right there, folks. But
Yep.
yeah.
Tex and I did some detective work. We bought off somebody, at the morgue there, and we got the report.
I went to the coroner, and I held him upside down over the building by his ankles. And I said, "Tell me the truth, or I'm going to drop him."
There we go.
Yeah, Cora was holding him at gunpoint as I held him over the building. We were going to shoot him and then drop him off of the building. It was the whole thing.
We got the paperwork though, so we know the secret.
There you go.
Hey, sometimes you got to crack a few eggs, right? You do what you need to do. But that sucks.
The next one I'm very interested in is Marty Jannetty. That's going to be a good episode right there.
Yeah.
That one actually might be worth checking out because, that dude's nuts. Some of the stuff that he's put on social media, he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs about 20 years ago. Like, he could have his own loony bin.
Do you know what else happened 20 years ago? They stopped saying cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Well, you can just get off my lawn, you whippersnapper, and go play your TikToks.
All right.
Go. Don't make me go into old man corner. All right, don't make me do it. I will.
You are sitting in a recliner, so it already fits.
Well, see,
hey, you don't talk about my daggum recliner. I will fight you.
You're the one who wants to put a toilet in it, so you never have to leave and put it on the side.
I suggest to put a refrigerator on the side.
I've already got a refrigerator. In this room.
Well, just put it inside the recliner. So
how can he put the toilet in there if he's putting the fridge in there? You should not have food and bathroom products in the same area.
I don't think I want to mix that product with the other product. You know what I'm saying? I could see all that.
Come on, Cat.
You know what, Mikhail? I'm gonna put you in the toilet, Mikhail. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna flush you. I'll see if you float or not. That's what we're gonna do. But I would love.
I'm just being.
You still have to get up. You still have to get up if you're gonna use the restroom, unless you're sitting on the toilet seat right now.
Well, see, there's where. Okay, you remember them under britches that have the flap on the butt?
What?
Yeah.
The fuck? Nobody calls underwear under britches.
Yes, they are.
Well, he is from Texas.
Britches.
Well, he is from Texas.
And what do you put under britches? Those. Thank you. Either way, you just made my point for me. Point text. Ka-ching. Thank you. So either way.
That Dutch.
So.
Ka-ching.
But no, like I said, if you get some of them kind with the flap on the butt, you can just pop a squat, you lazy boy, and do your constitutional, and figure it out.
But are you currently sitting on the seat, or does it retract, or something?
Are we really having this debate?
Well, I feel like somebody who's more technological advanced than I could figure out maybe like a push button where like a door like kind of slides back to reveal the toilet, So
then you have a whole big problem. How do you clean it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, no, you just hire a Mexican. I am in Texas, so they can
I am going to.
Oh wow!
You get.
I'm telling Frank you said that. I'm telling.
That's when.
You said that.
Go ahead. Frank would have laughed at that, and he would have. Frank would laugh at that. So go ahead. I dare you. Either way, but no, I just call up Juanita and be like, "Hey, get over here and clean my toilet, lady."
Why can't it be Juan? Why does it have to be Juanita?
Well,
because I'm always going. the Mexican women work cheaper than the Mexican men do. I'm going for cheaper labor here. I mean, that's the whole point in hiring these folks, you know. So,
or you get
come
one
on
of
now.
those or you get one of those airplane toilets where they just everything just gets sucked down real quick by
No,
air.
Casey,
He has to take
you're-
his house
you're-
apart and install the whole system under his house.
Casey just wants to have water shot up his butthole. That's all he wants. That's all he's
There's a word for that, Casey. It's called a bidet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Casey,
mean,
Casey would never get off of it. He would ride it like it was the teacups at Disneyland. He would just be on it constantly. So.
I wouldn't be wasting any more paper. I mean,
but your water bill would be $1,000. So good luck with that. So.
You'll still need paper to wipe yourself after your ass is all wet before you put your fucking pants back on.
That's true.
I mean,
Or are you just gonna feel like a dog and shake dry after you get your butthole hosed off? You know,
screw it. Like once it's done, like once it's clean, I'm like, well, it's just water. It just evaporates. So
okay, here's my question: how strong is the water pressure on one of these things?
You can change it. You can change it. You can adjust
Can
it to higher or lower.
Because like is like the stream like is the stream like does it have like the power of like a water fountain like when you were in school and it just barely comes out? Because that's probably not going to clean very much.
No, it's got to be more powerful than that.
But see, then that also brings up another problem. Do you really want to hose your butthole off with like the power of like a pressure washer that could take paint off of a car?
Adjustable.
You know what I mean?
It's adjustable.
So, I mean, I've seen power washers that are better than sand blasters. I don't want to take that to that part of my body. No thank you.
You know, it's not how it works at all. And you know.
not only that, you heard of water jets, right, Tex?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Like
yeah. Get them in hot tubs, bathtubs. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like where it cuts metal with water.
Oh yeah. You mean like a water jet, like a CNC machine? Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't want that pressure where.
Yeah. Could you imagine a water jet? I mean, are you going to cut like cool shapes out of your butt cheeks while you're washing yourself off or something?
It'll just cut right through you.
See, I've said this to you before, Casey, but I guess I got to repeat it. If you ever get too lazy to wipe your own backside, you just need to go jump in front of traffic right now because that is peak laziness. Just go find the road, dude. Just find the road. Figure it out, man.
Actually,
just go
don't do any of that.
yourself.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, is it
Are
lazy?
you sure you wanted me on here, Tex? Because I'm being a real sassy bitch about shit.
This is the Harsh Truth pre-show for tomorrow night. I needed more than one Harsh Truth person. So this is what this is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So good. Well, hey, I posted the link over in the Harsh Truth group, so Frank or Jeremy could show up at any time. I mean, who knows how big this thing is going to get? You know what I mean? Mikhail, what are you mouthing off about? Are you sassing me, boy? Are you sassing me? Is that what you're doing?
No.
You talking crap, Mikhail? Mikhail, are you talking smack to me? Are you looking for trouble?
No, I'm not. No.
Don't make me call your parole officer, because I will. Don't make me call him.
I'm pretty sure he's on his last leg. I mean, if we could call him out,
you know what?
Better check him out, and like he'll probably.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, you might want to test him for being a dummy ass, because that's probably going to come out positive. You know what I mean? So, Mikhail, I do have to ask. I know your background is going to change, and I also need to see your T-shirt. Who are we clout chasing this with? Who are we clout chasing, sir?
Hello Kitty?
What is he wearing?
Yeah.
Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty.
Oh my God.
Is there like a season premiere coming up that you're going to clout chase off of or something? Or?
No.
Oh, just a fan, I take it?
It's a teacher. My
Ah,
mom.
So is Drew
Uh,
live that we should send everybody over to so they can enjoy themselves tonight, or?
well, if you,
say
you
that
want
again.
to,
Casey, I'm fucking with you.
I don't care. But I mean, if you're able to get Drew, I can barely get
Fix that.
Drew.
Casey's
Uh,
been chomping at the bit to get gatekeeper over here. I mean,
oh
he
yeah.
I
loves
know, like
that.
what I was saying was, I wonder if
No.
Drew's live so I can have everybody go watch that instead of watch this.
Oh yeah. No, I don't know if he's live or not tonight.
That
Now, if you wanted to call into the Friday is Raw show and do that, that's an option because
I don't think I'll be welcome
Drew
back again
No.
after this. I'm being so
Drew does go
oh,
live. Drew does his live gameplays, every Friday night. I know he just finished Red Dead Redemption. I think he said he's going back to Zelda or something. I can't remember.
Oh, cool.
But
yeah. I don't see what's the point because the new Zelda game is going to be out in pretty soon.
well, that's
I
why
think
he
they-
said. That's
Yeah.
why he said he's going back to Zelda is like to get everybody warmed up for the new game. You know what I mean?
I think he's gonna get himself burned out fast. I mean, yeah, he's gonna enjoy playing it because
Right.
a lot of times people play Zelda for a good month, like the Adventure Everywhere, or maybe in 3 months, the Adventure Everywhere, and then they'll finally take on Ganon. And I beat Ganon a couple times already, so I'm just waiting.
Well, that's what's so funny is it's been a couple months ago, but do you remember when Drew first? Well, actually, it's been longer than a couple months ago. This was back when Drew rebranded his channel to Derailed Gaming or whatever, right? He restarted Legends of the Wild or whatever that game was called,
Breath of the
and
Wild.
he was playing through, and it was like on a Saturday night. I was watching it because you know how he has the different donation amounts or whatever, right? Well, Sith had donated like the amount to like go challenge Gallon right now, or Ganon, or whatever that main guy's name is. Like go challenge him right now. So Drew wasn't even done with the game yet, but he goes to challenge him, and he beats him before he beat the rest of the game. So he beat the final monster. Yeah, like it was incredible to watch. It's probably on his Patreon right now, but yeah. So like before he even completed all of the tasks and whatever, he went and beat the main bad guy, and whatever. But yeah, I mean it's.
Well,
I've never played a Zelda game. I know nothing about it. I've never played one. So,
well, Breath of the Wild is a completely different type of game than Zelda was known for.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
it's a completely open world game. It's like a Zelda on GTA because you can literally go anywhere. But now the new game, not only it's open world, it's pretty much like open air. There's sky islands in this one. So and then
Sky Islands.
Yeah. So and you have the rest of the map to deal with too. So it's almost I guarantee it's going to be just as like two games on top of each other.
So Corey, you said you're looking at doing gaming. What if you're not if you're not going to do your transphobic game? What are you looking to do in it? Like, what are you going to play?
I have no idea. I got to set up a Steam account. I got to get my PS5 in here.
Oh.
I have absolutely no idea. Like none. I'm completely open
this is me trying to. I try and plug, and you have nothing for me to plug here, so I can't help you out. You're just a lost cause.
There's nothing to plug because I don't have my shit sorted yet. But you know,
I'm telling you what, you're telling me. So, Old School Gamer said, I tried Breath of the Wild. Oh, Casey took it away. I tried Breath of the Wild. I'm more of a
Ocarina
thing. I don't know what that is, but Old School Gamer is a fan of it. So I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Well, it's the N64 Zelda game. I'm not a fan of that
one.
one. I hate to say that.
Well, speaking of Nintendo, since we're kind of talking about it, I did watch your Mario movie review.
Oh God.
I saw. No, you did well. I saw improvements. Compared to your last hobo review with your 7-Eleven friend. You know, so you did well.
Like I was going to tell my friend Scott, next time there's no venturing off and talking about something that's not related to the movie.
Or don't go. I'm not going to spoil. Then immediately spoil the thing that you were talking about.
That's right.
He did that about 4 times in that one, but it was all in good fun. It is what it is.
I want to bring up one quick thing. Big T
We love you, even if you're coming out of the closet. You're fully accepted here.
No. Big T wants to know the last 3 names announced for Dark Side of the Ring. Well, you got Magnum TA. And
that one could be interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I want to.
That story's been told to death, but it could be interesting to hear again, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like I said, the Sandman, that'd be interesting. And the one I knew they hadn't announced, but it was on their thumbnail, was Adrian Adonis.
I know nothing about him.
He's an 80s wrestler. When he came to the WWF, he became like, he was almost like Goldust, but he was kind of like, he's very girly guy.
So he was a gay character, is what he was.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like a gay character. Even though, and I think he was kind of cross-dressing a little bit too. But it was.
So that means his family was ashamed of him. This is what you're telling me.
Well, he was definitely a villain. The guy, his gimmick, what he wore looked like a fucking diaper. By the way, it was like baby blue.
Oh, really? Maybe he had bathroom issues in the ring. He didn't want to crap himself. No.
Oh,
it's possible. You know what I mean?
I'm just curious. The last 3.
Well, none of these stories that none of these people that they've listed so far are like shocking or like, it's not like the Chris Benoit 2-part episode that they had, or, it's not the plane ride from hell, or it's, it's just random wrestlers, out of all.
Well, they already told some of the bigger ones, like you said, Chris Benoit, Owen Hart.
I will give them credit for one the Von Erich one that they did. I mean, obviously, I'm in Texas. I'm in Von Erich country. I grew up my old man loved the Von Erichs. I grew up, watching them as a kid. But their episode on the Von Erichs, I thought, was done very well. I will give Vice that much credit. And what was the other one that I liked? Bruiser Brody one was pretty good too.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Other than that, none of them really stand. The only 4 that stand out to me are the Von Erich, the Bruiser Brody, Plane Ride from Hell, and the Chris Benoit. Other than that, you know what I mean? I never really paid too much attention to them.
There's one really good one is the Collision in Korea one. That was a real good one when WCW when WCW went to North Korea. They brought.
Is that where Vader got arrested?
No, I think he got arrested in Puerto Rico. I think when he.
I don't know. I can't keep all that straight. I don't.
And that was when he was in the WWF because he was with.
Oh, never mind.
He was with Undertaker, and Undertaker was just sitting there as Vader was losing his mind to this host.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, that is what it is. You know what I mean? It's the I don't know. Like I said, I there's none of them. If I were to watch any of them, I would most likely watch the Magnum TA episode, just because he was a WCW guy. But besides that, I don't really care. I don't care to see Sandman or Adonis or whoever you said. I don't really care. Bam Bam Bigelow. No, I won't be paying no attention. I mean, it's just one of those things. Now, Casey, I do have a more important question for you and Cora. Oh, we lost Cora.
I'm stupid. I accidentally closed my browser.
Well, Casey and Cora, I know this is your favorite thing too. Y'all try not to squeal like little girls too much when I tell y'all this, but the Twilight films based off of the books are being made into a television show. How do y'all feel about that?
No.
Like, aren't you excited? I mean, try to contain yourself. Don't embarrass yourself and squeal like a little girl.
Ignore.
Oh, why would you think I would like it? I mean, unless it's like the TV show, like where everything's in black and white, but not those the movie garbage that they made. I have no interest.
This is going to be a show based off of the Twilight books, because they made the movies about them, right? And I mean, I know you're a Robert Pattinson fan because you wear that the Batman shirt all the time. So it only makes sense that you would like this. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm not even a fan of the TV show, really, because I mean, my parents grew up, watched it when I was growing up, but I think they just gave.
No. I'm not talking about Twilight Zone. I'm talking about Twilight, the vampire movie.
I thought those were the same thing, like the.
No.
I'm freaking idiot.
No, you retarded ape. Twilight, the vampire, teenage girl love story nonsense drama. That's why I brought it up.
I thought they were called the Twilight Zone as well.
No, the Twilight Zone was an actual good television show that I actually like, and I actually enjoyed the movie, even though it was kind of a cursed movie whenever it was made. If you've never looked into why the Twilight Zone movie was cursed, look into that story because it's actually pretty interesting. But so Cora, what are your thoughts on this Twilight TV streaming show? What are your thoughts on this, there?
No interest. I don't care.
No interest. I don't care. Well, then there's just no pleasing you, is there?
That's a loaded question, and I'm not going to answer it. Bad touch.
Oh, I got three. I got the turkey. I've got 3 out of it so far.
Have you guys watched the final? I know you're probably gonna do your Mandalorian season finale tomorrow. But
yes,
have you guys seen it, the finale yet, or not?
Oh yeah,
I did. I watched it at like 5 o'clock this morning because I couldn't sleep.
I watched it at 4:49.
Well, she watched it a minute before me because she's a bigger nerd. That's why. But anyway.
When did it? Hold on. When did they drop it? Like at midnight or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know the exact drop time, but I just know that it was on whenever I got up, and I'm like, oh, well. I clicked on Twitter and I saw Mandalorian trending, so I figured it was out by that point. So I had the time. It was only like, I mean, I won't go into too much of it and give away our show for tomorrow because it's going to be a big thing, but it was only like 38 minutes.
What?
And it was short. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, this is it? Like, where's the rest of it? It was very. I guess they spent too much time with their, Jack Black and what's that fat black woman that they had on there?
That was
Lizzie, or is it Lizzie?
I don't know.
No, Lizzo. It was that black woman that played the flute. You remember?
Yes, that is Lizzo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lizzo.
Yes, it is.
Lizzo. I don't know why I
She
said
is an
Lizzie.
amazing flute player, but whatever.
I don't know. She looked like a beach whale. That's all I know. Either way, but you know,
That
it is what it is. Well, if it makes you feel, if it makes you feel any better, Jack Black was even fatter than her. So you know, if it makes you feel any better, but it is what it is.
Cora, you're gonna have to put a choke chain on Tex.
Yeah,
No
good luck.
comment. You know,
You could,
no comment.
Casey. You couldn't take me down with a shot collar. All right, you ain't man enough. All right, no.
Well,
Either way, now I did see the episode. It was it was all right. It wasn't great, but this whole season hasn't been great. This season has been. I've been disappointed more than I've been pleased. I feel like they did
I'll be back.
Okay.
I feel like they've done a lot of. Let's say I won't get into specifics. If you want to see specifics, tune in tomorrow night. But a lot of filler, and I think I said this on the show last week, but I'll repeat it because I think it's funny. For a show that talks about saying this is the way, they have no direction, and I feel like they've kind of lost the plot a little bit. I don't know. I'm not a huge Star Wars guy, to be honest with you. If it wasn't for review purposes, I may not even watch it at all. But there's been some good episodes, but this one was, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's one of those things.
I mean, how many Star Wars movies have you seen?
I've seen all the films, but
so you're just not a fan of Star Wars.
Well, Star Wars is one of those things. Star Wars is one of those cultural level things that's like next level. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like even if you're not like a Star Wars fan, you've probably seen a lot of Star Wars films. I've seen, of course, the original trilogy. I saw those on. I think the first time I watched those was probably through my grandmother on VHS back in the day whenever I was a kid. I saw. Now I am a fan of the prequels. Episodes 1, 2, and 3. I'm one of the few people that's my favorite Star Wars. I really enjoyed those movies.
I feel like those 3 aged better than when they first came out.
Yes,
when they first came out,
with what it is now. Yes, I mean when you look at Disney Star Wars compared to the prequels, you tell me which one is better. But
I don't mind them. I mean, like I really hated the first and episode 1 and 2. I really hated, and I really liked episode 3, but I did mine 7, 8, and 9. I mean, were they great? No.
The minute I saw Luke Skywalker chunk a lightsaber over his shoulder, I'm like, yeah, Disney's going to do everything that they can to trash this. You know what I mean? Like that gif or that meme or whatever you want to call it, Luke Skywalker with blue milk dripping down his beard and he chunks a lightsaber. That tells you everything you need to know about Disney Star Wars. But Mandalorian was like season 1 and 2. They were good. I liked them.
Oh yeah.
I finally like. I hadn't even seen all of season 2 prior to 3 starting, but I finally got caught up on everything. But season 3 for me overall has just been a letdown. Too much filler, too much nonsense. You don't know what you're going to get from one episode to the next, and I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow night to get to break down the season finale because I do have thoughts. But it's Disney Star Wars. It is what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, they do great with Disney's Marvel. I mean, Are you saying they don't get the same treatment that Marvel gets, or
I think Marvel is in the same shape that Disney Star Wars is, if we're being honest. But I mean, look at Marvel. I mean, did you watch the trailer for the Marvel movie that's coming out with all three of the Marvels?
no?
No.
It's average at best. You know what I mean? It's a. I think. Well, I mean, obviously, Disney Marvel is in a. They've got their hands full with this whole Jonathan Majors situation. You know what I mean? They're really. I mean, Jonathan Majors. He's already been dropped from a bunch of different projects. The people who represent him have dropped him. He's still got charges looming over his head. So Marvel may be in a situation where they have to recast Jonathan Majors. So, when you take that into account with everything else that's going on, I mean, look at how good Ant-Man did. Ant-Man didn't even. It barely made it. I'm not even sure Ant-Man was profitable, to be honest with you. I don't know the exact number that they made money-wise. But
Are you talking about the third movie?
yeah, the one that just came out, Quantum Mania or whatever it was called. Not a good film. I went and saw it. Not a good film, but it is what it is. I thought I saw a comment about something.
Well, are you talking about the one that I brought up earlier? Like this?
Oh, no. There was one Big T. It was the one right above that. Big T asked. He says, "Do you feel they're going to do a time jump next season?" And I'm sure he's talking about Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they could, but supposedly season 4 has already been written, from the way I understand it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me if it's already written.
I'm pretty sure I heard John. I'm pretty sure I heard Jon Favreau talking about that the other day. I think it was Favreau who talked about it. I can't remember.
I wouldn't be shocked if they're in the middle of doing it right now.
I don't know. I was joking with Jeremy from over on the Harsh Truth this morning, and I said, you put a gun to my head, and I had to choose Jedi, Sith, or Mandalorian. I'm going to choose Sith. I'm not. I think the Mandalorians. They're not. There's one line in the show that is in the season finale that I love, and if you want to know what that is, tune in tomorrow. But they kind of made the Mandalorians look a little bit stupid. And when you look at it from this perspective, you're like, that kind of makes sense. But I don't know. As far as time jumps go, though, possibly. But Grogu, he's like Yoda, so he's like a baby at 100 years old. So how big of a time jump do you want to do? You know what I mean?
Grogu would be like a teenager.
Right. For Grogu to be a teenager, you'd have to jump, 80 years in time or something like that? You know what I mean?
Probably.
How big of it?
Yeah. He's a following at 100. I wouldn't doubt if it takes him to 1,000 years for him to be a teenager.
I don't know how old Yoda was in the movies. Jeremy would know this. He's a Star Wars guy. He would know this stuff. I'm not. But and there may be. If there's a Star Wars, fan in the chat, please, drop this knowledge on it. How old was Yoda during the movies stretch or whatever? But no, I don't know. I think Disney has flooded the market. Do we really need? Okay, they just did Star Wars Celebration. Did you see any of the news about that, Casey, last week?
No.
Well, we talked about it. You obviously didn't watch our show last Thursday because we broke all this down. So, we know you're paying attention. But
Well,
But they announced a bunch of movies, a couple TV shows. Uh, I mean, I can't help but feel that Disney has overloaded on on Marvel and Star Wars. You know what I mean?
well, yeah. I mean, the only other thing I can know what they're doing is the Little Mermaid movie that's coming out. That's the other
Oh
movie.
well, Disney's got that coming out. They're doing a live action Lilo and Stitch film, and
Oh my
God knows
god!
what else Disney has coming out. But yeah, I'm pretty sure The Rock is in that movie. I could be wrong, but I think I saw that. I don't know if that was a troll job or not, but I'm pretty sure I saw The Rock was cast in that live Lilo and Stitch. But
Oh,
let's see.
that's right. Season 2 of Loki. See, that's something I can't wait for. Is season 2 of Loki.
Let's see. He says, as far as Marvel goes, drop majors. I believe season 2 of Loki is already done, so they have to release it, but do a reshoot where they introduce Doctor. See, that's what I'm waiting on, Big T. Doctor Doom. There are three. Well, there's a couple of characters I'm waiting for in the MCU. I want to see Doctor Doom. I want to see Ghost Rider, and I'm curious to see what they do with the Punisher and Blade. Obviously we know John Bernthal is coming back as Punisher, but how much are they going to water him down? Because that Punisher Netflix show is almost perfect. I love that show, and I really hope they don't screw up the Punisher. So I don't want them to mess that up. But I mean, as far as the Jonathan Majors things go, I don't know if I do believe he won't be in front of a Marvel camera again until they shoot for Avengers Kang Dynasty or like basically the next Avengers movie. Yeah. And from the reports that I saw, that's not till 2024. So they've got time. So whatever allegations come out on this, they have time to kind of flush themselves out. You know what I mean?
Or see if he can weather the storm. See, I
did see that, Big T. He says that Adam Driver, well, I don't know if he's in negotiation to play Reed Richards. It's being speculated that he's playing Reed Richards. You don't bet the farm that he's going to play him. I can't tell you how many people I've seen cast as Reed Richards in the MCU. I don't believe anything until you see an official announcement from Marvel. That's kind of how I operate on those things.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Like, until they announce something, I'm like, right. I'll believe. Like, honestly, I didn't, like, even though this is more Sony, but, like, when they released, there was the leak of the 3 Spider-Mans, I really didn't hear much more about that until I saw it in the latest Spider-Man movie. It was like holy shit, that was real.
Okay, that's a different situation because whenever those images leaked of Andrew Garfield on set, that I knew that one was legit because there was actual photos there. It wasn't CGI. It wasn't, some sort of deep fake. I mean, it was proven to be a legit photo. This whole deal with Adam Driver possibly being Mr. Fantastic. I don't like Adam Driver. I mean, look at what he did as Kylo Ren. He was just a whiny little crybaby the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't want him as, I don't see him as Mr. Fantastic. I mean, unless he had like a really good testing or casting. I don't say. At this point, it's just speculation. But
what about the guy who was in, who actually played him in, in
Doctor Strange 2?
That was in, Doctor Strange 2, yeah.
Hey, you're talking about John Krasinski, and
yeah,
that was,
yeah.
I was watching or I was reading an interview with Sam Raimi, guy that excuse me that directed the film, and that was pretty much people have been fan casting John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic for 10 years, and that was just kind of a give me to the fans is what that was. Now, is he going to be him going forward? We'll see, but you have to keep in mind here that we're dealing with a multiverse. That version that you saw of Mr. Fantastic is not the regular one. It's a different world version. So,
Yeah.
and that one got turned into Play-Doh shreds by Scarlet Witch, so that one's dead already.
Well,
But
hold on. But you had Professor X in there. So are you saying X-Men lives in that time frame? And like all those other characters were different from the normal universe.
those
But when
were X-Men are mutants were introduced into the MCU in the Miss Marvel show and through Black Panther 2. They straight up name drop mutants in those deals. So the X-Men are technically in the MCU now. I mean, Deadpool 3 is going to be an MCU movie. Now, how much connection it has to the MCU, I don't know. But it is owned by Disney, which makes it an MCU property. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we'll see what comes of it, but I do believe that Patrick Stewart's coming back for Deadpool 3. I've read reports. I don't know how official they are, but it has gotten out there. But, I mean, there's just so much MCU stuff. It's crazy to try and keep up with. You know?
Hold on, didn't I don't remember, did Professor X die in Doctor Strange 2 as well?
Yeah, Scarlet Witch snapped his neck.
Yeah.
So he died 3 times now. He died in.
He's died every time he's played the character.
Oh no, that's not true. He
died in X-Men: The Last Stand, the third X-Men movie.
Yeah.
He died in Logan. He he got old and croaked, and then in Doctor Strange 2, a crippled man got his neck snapped because
No,
that's
he
fair.
didn't get old and croaked. It was that the clone Wolverine killed him in his bed.
You're right. That's how he died in Logan. Yeah, I thought he died. It's been. I haven't seen Logan in forever. I want to go back and rewatch it. That's actually a really
Logan's
good film.
great,
Dude. That's one of the. I mean, Frank and I were just talking about this. I think Logan is the best X-Men movie that's ever been made. I mean, I don't see how you can argue it. I really enjoy that film.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to argue it. I mean, to me, there was one movie that gets shit on. I felt like it doesn't deserve to. I actually think it's pretty good. And you might hate this, but I actually like Wolverine, or was it the origin story?
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah,
I don't hate that movie. I'm not gonna say that I like it, but I don't mind it. If it were to come on television, I would sit down and watch it. Not because it's a good film, but because it's a fun movie to watch. You know what I'm saying? It's not the highest quality story. I hate what they did to Deadpool in that movie. I hate that version.
No, yeah, that's the one thing.
Wolverine, I like what they did with Wolverine in that movie. I like Sabretooth. Liev Schreiber in that movie is awesome as Sabretooth.
Yeah.
I like what they did with Gambit. I like that we finally got a live action Gambit in that movie. I thought he was pretty cool too. I would have liked to see more of a comic book costume, but I liked Gambit in that movie.
I'd rather have someone a little closer to the to the cartoon version of Gambit than the one we got.
It was so cool to see a live action Gambit though. Like, I don't mind X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's. I went to see that in theaters, and like I said, that's a fun movie to watch. I don't hate it, but if you were to give me the option of watching that one or like some other X-Men film, there's a good chance I might choose X-Men Origins Wolverine. Honestly, it's not a bad film.
I think that gets too much hate, but I actually like that one over the second Wolverine movie, the one with the Japanese, where they had was it the
the one
Silver
where he's in
Samurai?
Japan. Yeah,
Yeah.
Silver Samurai. That's the only part. There's only two parts of that movie I needed. The scene where the nuclear bomb goes off and you literally see him like get exploded and like regrow. I enjoyed that scene. And then the fight scene on the train where he's taking out all those ninjas. I thought that was pretty cool too. Other than that, I didn't need anything from that film. I got to be honest with you.
Big T's talking about there's a Nintendo hacker story.
Nintendo
What
hack?
someone hacked Nintendo again?
Again.
I know right now Nintendo's been taking some people's videos down and give them strikes because
the game, like video game systems, have been hacked, or like is there any way you can look this story up while we're on the air, Casey?
Yeah, it's gonna take me a little bit. Big T has it in the chat.
Yeah, Big T, if you can, drop us like a quick kind of Cliff Notes version in the comment section, so we have kind of know what we're going on there. I hadn't heard about this.
Well, my laptop went to sleep, so it would take me forever. I wouldn't doubt what happened is that, like, a lot of times when people hack, like Microsoft or Sony, they'll get all your information. They'll get your name, your credit card numbers and shit like that.
Yeah, but stuff like that happens every day, though. I mean, from stores to websites. I mean, the other day there was a gas station chain I saw on the news that got hacked into, and they had to tell everybody that their information possibly got out or whatever.
That's the one thing that's scary. I mean, I always use my credit card for everything because I never carry cash anymore.
You don't carry cash?
No.
So what's your plan if, like, I don't know, the machine's down and you have to have gas? Like, what's your plan?
Go to the next gas station?
Okay, what if the power is off? There's a a tornado comes through and it blows down something, and they can't get internet service. Then what do you do?
Okay.
Well,
that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like they still have electricity, so they can pump gas. They just can't log in to process your card. You know what I mean?
Oh no! Hold on. If they had the power I guess that makes sense. If let's say they tear like a cell tower goes down or something,
right?
But if you lose power,
let's say the signal goes down for some reason, like whatever, or it doesn't have to be that. Maybe your bank system has gone down for whatever reason, and you got to buy gas. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? If you're starving, I don't know. Keep at least $10, $15 in the car or something. You know what I mean? Just in case.
I'm trying to find where that link he had. He had it in here.
Okay.
But you know what?
While you do that, I'm gonna read his comment. He says,
"Yeah.
So this guy hacked Nintendo with a group of people. He never really got caught. He got sent to prison. He's about to get out, and he will be owing Nintendo hundreds of thousands of dollars. Ooh. So this is like a settlement suit kind of thing. Like he got punished and did some jail time, and then he had to pay a fee or pay a fine to Nintendo.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
That is
I heard.
interesting. I never
Well, I
heard about
heard.
that. I'm surprised I never heard that.
Well, I heard about someone breaking into or hacking Nintendo, and it leaked a ton of their information. What they like, even some of the details of, I think, past games that got canceled and stuff that was
Really?
behind the scenes and pictures and it's kind of like how WikiLeaks happened.
Right.
Okay, I found it right here on
That's
IGN.
interesting. So, Big T, when did this story come out? Like, what year? What year did this happen?
Well, it says
Beer Stuff says just Google Gary Bowser. I'm guessing
yeah,
that's a screen name because Bowser's obviously a Nintendo
no,
guy.
yeah. Well, it's weird. Not only this guy who's been sentenced for this for 40 months and $14.5 million in fines. His last name is Bowser, and the president of Nintendo of America's last name is Bowser too. So
there's no way that's that guy. He can't afford that. Well, like, why even put that on it? Like, there's no way. He just spent time in prison. It's not like he's going to go get a Fortune 500 job to pay any of this money back.
No, definitely not. I mean,
he was sentenced in 2021. Okay, I guess that's 2021. That was obviously a huge news. That was obviously a huge year for news, and we know why. But that's crazy.
I think that's what happened was that one I was explaining earlier that leaked all their information and shit like that.
Did you just say he owes $14 million?
Yeah, and fines for his role in the Nintendo hacking group called Team Execute.
Holy cow. That's insane. Yeah, there's no way this dude, he'll be lucky to get a McDonald's job, you know what I mean? Much less anything else. Odds are, like most ex-cons, he'll be cooking at a Waffle House or something
So, you can get hired at Walmart or McDonald's off this. The only people they don't hire is, kitty diddlers, I would bet.
Kitty diddlers. So the guy that played Chucky screwed. He can't go get a Walmart job now.
Nope, he definitely can't be the Walmart.
I hope he saved that Chucky money. You know what I mean?
Oh, look who is in the chat.
I see how it is. Casey is so desperate that he's going to get on my cup. No, see, Frank. See, there's where you're wrong. I pulled a shady act on Casey, and I pulled Cora over here with me tonight because we took Casey's channel over. This is no longer Casey is Wrong. This is the Harsh Truth Light, is what this is. This is the official pre-show for tomorrow. So we now own this channel. Casey's just here. We're going to get that Casey is Raw deal off of the screen that's next to my name, change the background. Yeah, no, this is a hostile takeover is what this is. So, yeah.
But
sorry,
Big T brought up saying they will be garnishing his paycheck for the rest of his life.
Right. When he's obviously out of prison now, so like I said, whatever $5 an hour job he gets at Waffle House, he might as well sign that over to Nintendo of America. You know what I mean? It's just that's how it is. So
I guarantee they can't take his whole paycheck. They'll be like maybe take half of it. And the guy's still got to have something to survive.
See, that's the thing. Why even sue for millions of dollars when you know you're never going to get paid for it? I do not understand that.
I don't know. That's a good point.
To me, it's the only thing that makes sense. This is one of those things like they put this on him to keep others from doing it. They basically used him as an example of what not to
Yes.
do. You know what I mean? That's all that makes sense. But,
Well,
I don't know.
Text does exactly what it is because lately Nintendo's been striking people's and taking people's channels, taking their videos down on the recent Breath of the Wild gameplays because they're
Really?
using a type of mod that Nintendo's frowns upon because they don't like
So how
using
the hell
modifiers.
how the hell did Drew get away with it for so long?
No, but Drew's not modifying the game. He's not like putting other things.
Okay. I mean, okay. I thought when you said mod, you meant like a mod in the chat, but modifying the game. Okay, I get what you're saying. I get you. Sorry, I'm a sled bit retarded tonight. You'll have to forgive my stuff. It is what it is. So,
well, one of the guys I was watching, he modified it where you had multiplayer on the recent Breath of the Wild game, and they struck his channel twice. I'm like, so
have you ever had any strikes from video gameplay?
Luckily, not.
That's good. But then again, like you play older games, though. It's not like you're doing modern stuff, though, too.
No, but I mean, I still get hit with copyright claims, like Michael Jackson's video games, his Moonwalker that I played on the arcade, on the Sega Genesis, and on the Sega Master System. I was mixing the music, like I was putting Smooth Criminal with the Genesis music and the 8-bit Sega Master System music, and I was mixing them like that. And I still got copyrighted from the people behind Michael Jackson. So
the people behind Michael Jackson were raping him in prison. That's beside the point. So, what you gonna do?
But luckily,
what is it I'm coming back to?
Oh, we're talking about copyrights and
you came back at the
getting raped.
Well, we were talking about Michael Jackson.
We were out of that. We were actually having an adult conversation, and you came back at that point in time. That was perfect.
Yeah, it was.
You need the graphic that Frank has for when I go off in a tangent.
No. That wasn't a squirrel moment. That was like a squirrel lifetime. You were just gone. So I was convinced like you got snowed out of your house, and it's probably not even snowing right now.
I was making peanut butter toast, and I was out of bread, so I had to go upstairs to the freezer to go find bread in the freezer. It was
you keep bread in your freezer?
Who doesn't keep bread in their freezer?
I don't.
I do.
Keeps bread in their freezer. Yeah.
You keep bread in your freezer? What is wrong with you, baby?
Bread. You do that, or
you never run out.
Or you put it in the refrigerator so it still be good for a while.
You don't. No. Y'all don't have a bread box.
Yeah, but I mean,
in the fridge so it lasts for a month or two.
What?
I bet y'all keep peanut butter in the refrigerator too, don't you?
I do actually, because it requires it on the jar. Because it's all natural peanut butter, no preservatives.
Yeah.
I'm eating peanut butter toast on mic. Isn't that wonderful, Tax?
Hey, you do you. I had.
Hold on.
My sister was better than yours, but it is what it is.
Frank says the bread goes bad faster in the refrigerator. How's that possible?
He might be right. In the freezer, no, it doesn't go bad.
I have never kept bread, and I have a bread maker, like one of the machines, right? That you just mix, put the mix in or whatever. But then, of course, I buy loaves of bread as well. But I don't eat a whole lot of bread anyway. Like, I don't know. I guess I don't buy enough or keep it long enough for it to go bad. So.
Here's the thing. I like to buy bread in like 3 loaves, put 2 in the freezer and keep one out, and only have to buy bread every month or so.
Well, okay. How often do you shop at like Sam's or Costco's?
Once a month.
Well, that's what I do. I get a lot of my food from Sam's because I have a card up there, and I'll buy a lot of stuff in bulk. But like bread, I'll just buy at HEB or Walmart. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I'm picky about bread. I like organic bakery style made sourdough. So.
The only kind of bread that I buy is Mrs. Barrett's butter bread. It's called. I think it's butter bread. It's got it's got like a sweet taste to it. It's like a piece of white bread, but it's buttery. It's pretty good. So, Harsh Truth.
Bread goes bad in my house, Frank.
Yeah.
If we don't keep it in the freezer, it goes bad. Like I go through a loaf every 2 weeks.
We go through bread way too much. But yeah, Frank, we now own this channel, so we can rebrand it whatever we want. I just gave it the working title of Harsh Truth Light, so it can be anything that we want. So.
I think we should rename it Bad Touch with Tex and Cora.
There you go. That could be a spicy channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna sound like that sounds dirty if you ask me. I mean, that sounds sexual. That sounds sexual to me.
But it's not at all. It's not at all.
I posted the StreamYards link in the Harsh Truth chat. So Jeremy and 10 Septum might even show up in here. You don't even know.
By the way, I reached out to Drew on your behalf, Casey, and he said he was busy.
Oh, that's a shocker.
Quote, I'm in a loud room and I'm not at home. I can't.
There you go. Well, Drew, if you're watching, have one for me, buddy. I tell you what, Drew always does this for me, so cheers.
Drew knows he's always welcome. Dude, I would love to have him on here, but he's like, I've always been.
It's because Casey's what you call one of them clout chasers. He wants to get it from everybody.
Well, actually, technically speaking, we be the clout chasers because we're in his channel. Just saying. The name on the channel of the show we're on is Casey is Raw.
Obviously, we didn't invade till tonight. We haven't had time to go through and change all this stuff. After this broadcast, we're going to go in. No, it's anything you see here is nothing but a formality. We're going to get rid of all these video game deals, and we're going to make it a cool channel. Yeah. We're just going to delete it all. I mean, it's all being thrown out the window. You know what I mean?
Can I just move everything to another channel then?
No, because it's ours now. So you don't know. No, it's ours. We own it.
Can I start up another channel?
Oh yeah, no, you can go start another one. But everything you've done to date, it's just getting deleted and tossed out. Sorry, but we don't have room for it. So
you're just going to take the subs and leave?
Yeah, pretty much. We're just going to...
No, Tex, we don't want these subs. We want new ones.
Well, no. See, that's the thing.
People would be disappointed. We wouldn't do any gaming content.
Well, we're going to be so entertaining that they'd like it anyways. What we're going to do, we're going to pretend Casey's like the Indians, right? And we're the white people moving into America. We're just going to scoot them off the land, and we're going to take it. It's ours now, right? And we'll give Casey like a casino where he can play games on or something. And that's what we'll do from now on.
Like I show up every once in a while. It's like this is the only part of the deal.
Yeah, he can show up like once a month just so we can make fun of him. You know what I mean?
Well, the Indians get a little bit more than just the casino. I think, don't they get like tax free? Because
I'll tell you what, we'll negotiate behind closed doors for what rights you get for what. Because see, we're not taking it. You're technically donating it to us. Is what you're actually doing, Casey. So we do thank you. But the harsh truth is such a good show that we need 2 channels for it. So we're going to take this one. Is what we're going to do. And Mikhail, you don't get anything. You're just going to have to. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, buddy. So good luck. Figure it out on your own.
That's right. I'm like, if I can't be here, Mikhail, you're definitely not going to be here either.
Yeah, no. I'm calling the bouncer, and we're having Mikhail thrown out on
the
bouncer. I have underlings that do my bidding. Okay, I'm gonna call my heavy to come in and take care of my life work. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Your rabbit, your pet rabbit Charlie doesn't count. Text.
No, I have goats that have horns, and they will headbutt you. Do not sass me; they will take you out.
I'm not gonna sass you if I want to.
So, don't mess with me.
How about your rabbit? Have you caught it charging up recently?
I haven't caught him charging up, but the other day he was staring at me very intently, like he was recording me. I will say that.
Well, I mean, you showed us proof before that, like, he had the red light in his
the red eye. Yeah, he was. He obviously had his Terminator red eye recording function on at that point in time. But no, the other day I brought him in the house and I'd set him on the floor and I was watching him hop around a little bit. It was kind of warm outside, so I brought him in, and then I set him on the bed because my kid was playing with him. And he's just staring there, looking at me like I'm going to kill you. Like he had a death stare in his eyes. So I had to go put him back in his cage just in case his Skynet programming turned on and he was going to wipe me out.
No. You just have to hold him up to a power line so he reprograms his firmware like the birds that Casey swears are actually not birds and spies.
No, they don't get the firmware. They charge up on the power lines.
Well,
What's the difference? What's the difference?
Casey, I do have the question though. Obviously, I have pet goats now as well. Are my goats androids as well, or are they biological?
They're biological.
Okay, thank God. I'm just glad I have some animals that ain't government tracking devices and whatnot.
Well,
so.
Only the ones that like people keep in their houses. Like my dogs are definitely, mechanical. Like that's why they watch her instead of me. They rather they think that she's up. My mom's up to no good when they're the wrong. Like I'm the one who's up to no good, not her. Yes, Mikhail.
What about my cat?
Oh yeah, your cat. Your cat is a spy vehicle as well.
Casey, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What is not a spy vehicle? I mean, I'm sure your asshole isn't. I'm sure your shirt isn't. I'm sure.
To be fair, Corey, were you watching last week?
No.
Okay, Casey diarrheaed himself live on the air.
Oh my God! Oh my
literally.
God! I had no fucking idea!
Literally. Last Wednesday.
I'm so not sorry I'm here right now. A part of me is like, I feel a little shitty for being so pushy and like,
he felt shitty too. That's the problem.
I don't fucking care.
No, last Wednesday, him, AJ, and myself were on here. And he goes, "Oh, AJ, hold the show down." And he thought he muted the show, but he did not. And we hear him go, "Oh, shit." And you can hear him diarrhea himself live on YouTube. So.
Well, I mean,
pretty embarrassing.
Well, Casey, I'm going to tell you something. As a healthcare worker,
yeah,
it's nothing to be embarrassed of. A lot of people have that problem, off and on, and it's not you. It happens to everybody. So, I'm serious.
I just happened to do it live.
Oh, you didn't go to the bathroom. This is actually on camera?
Yeah.
No, it was not on camera, but you got the audio.
Well,
You can hear it.
No.
No.
I
Yeah.
literally,
Okay,
I
just stop. Enough said. The point is, did you leave this up on your channel, or did you get smart and make it private?
no, it's still up there.
Oh no!
Hey, that moment will make his
Oh my god!
that moment will make his top 10 moments of the year. If that's not number one, I don't know what is. By God. So.
Oh, Frank, come on!
That's
You
right.
haven't once had a moment where you couldn't get to the toilet in time, even when you're sick with the flu and you're vomiting. Come on, man.
I think that's at least the second time it has happened in recent years. And the first time that happens, like I was having stomach issues, and this is when I was in Pennsylvania. I was a trailer mechanic, but I was a mobile tech. So I was at a
Can you do me
warehouse.
a favor? Can you wake me up when the story's over and I'll pretend like I listened? All right.
Oh.
I'm kidding. Okay.
So-
Seriously, you and your
so-
mobile mechanic.
Yeah, so I was, because I had to go bad. I had to load up the truck real bad, not real fast, and then I was heading to the office, and just as I got to the office, I shot myself.
Now, since Casey told one, I'll tell one on me just to even things out here. It was 2 summers ago. I was helping my buddy roof his house, and he lives in the middle of nowhere. His plumbing was off. We were literally remodeling the whole house, right? And thank God we're out the sticks, because this is a 2-story house, and it was metal roofing, like the big sheets of metal, the siding pieces or whatever. Well, I'm standing on this roof. It's about 105 regular plus the heat, coming off of the house. It felt like it was about 120 degrees on the roof, and I'm sweating. I had like nachos for lunch, and I had Well, I'm like, I got to get off of this roof. There's no way I'm going to crap myself on the roof of a house. It ain't gonna happen. I refuse. I literally refuse. So I literally climbed down two different ladders, about to diarrhea myself, right? I make it down the ladders. I got about 30 feet. I got far enough where I could get behind trees where people weren't directly looking at me. I had to drop trowel, and I just messed it was going, buddy. It looked like a water hose coming out.
Oh my God.
So I do my business. I feel better. Everything's fine. Except I ain't got no toilet paper. So I'm now left with the hard decision of what do I do here? I couldn't take off a sock. I couldn't do anything else. I didn't have like a handkerchief or something. So I literally had to take off my shirt and take care of myself. And I had to spend the rest of the day working in that 100 whatever degree heat, and got the worst sunburn I've had in probably a decade. And I peeled for like 2 months. It was horrible. So Casey's
I'll tell you a gross story. We're sharing gross stories. I don't know how to do this.
I'll be right back. I'm listening, but I'll be right back. No, I just got to take care of something.
Okay, all right. So, I don't know if you're familiar with the norovirus. It's normally known for spreading in nursing homes and on cruise ships. This is long before COVID. It's a flu-like cold thing where you're really sick. And I mean really sick, okay? Imagine vomiting and having diarrhea in the exact same moment. So you're sitting on the toilet with a bucket in your front of you, and this is your life for a few days. So be thankful. I mean, yeah, it's bad. It's a bad experience. So it happens to everybody in some instance.
I think the worst I ever felt in my life, it was back in '09 with the swine flu. That was the worst shit I ever had in my
You may
life.
have had you may have had norovirus, not known it, because they can be similar. But yeah.
Well,
But-
I mean, that's what the doctor diagnosed it. Because, well, my wife got it from, I think, a friend at work. So when she came home, honestly, I got it. So, and the only reason I can remember what year and everything, it was kind of weird. But we went to the hospital because, sick as fuck. And not only found out I was confirmed that I had swine flu, my wife was pregnant, but she couldn't take the meds that I could, so she had to go. So
Casey, I hate to interrupt, but Jesus Christ, some of these comments are just tremendous. I mean, Big T he asks Talbot, says, chili squirts are just about the worst. And then Talbot says Casey was squirting Hormel chili.
Yeah.
Well, whenever that happened, I had accused Casey of shitting through a screen door without touching a wire. That's what I accused him of.
What?
Because there was
a different way. What the fuck does that mean?
You ain't never heard that shit?
No, I have not.
Maybe that's just a southern thing. I don't know. But if you've ever been accused of shitting through a screen door without touching a wire, it means you got diarrhea. I mean, there ain't no solids. He just goes right through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I just got an education.
Yeah. Well, there you go. If you sign up for my Texas education course, it's $599 for the first installment payment, and I promise you a degree.
You know what I'm gonna do since we're part of the harsh truth? I'm going to have Casey pay you with the money he owes Frank instead of me paying you money.
Well, I mean, Casey does need some southern educating. You know what I mean? So,
well, I think I've been making payments to Frank slowly. I mean, I do pay his $5 Patreon. So does that count?
I think I've been making payments to Frank. You're just paying the Patreon because you want to win $25 in movie tickets. That's all you're hoping for.
Thank you. I just got an idea. Until he pays off his debt, he should be ineligible for winning the gift card.
Frank, that's a great idea. You might need to take that one into consideration there, Frank.
But you know, Frank's a nice man. He's magnanimous. He probably wouldn't do that.
And on top of that, as his punishment, he should have to pay twice as much for the Patreon and still not be eligible for the $25 benefit. You know what I mean? I think that's only fair.
In the pre-show truth, harsh truth meeting.
Right. You know, like I mean, since harsh truth is now, conquered this YouTube channel, we're gonna, like I said, changes will be made, folks. You know, it'll be better changes. There'll be more entertaining changes, but to be determined, as they say. So,
well, can I at least take my videos and move them over to the next channel?
No, you can just have.
No, we
want this one.
We own those now. You can't have those. I mean,
I guess I guess the best part is just restarting at fresh. I could do the whole thing.
I tell you what. As a
new channel.
As a like severance package, we'll allow you to have the last 3 videos you've made, but we own the rest. I think that's only fair.
I disagree. I think you should have all of it, and we'll just start our own channel and do better than him.
Well, Cora, you're the secretary here. I'm the boss, so I get to say so. Okay. So, thank you.
Sorry, is that 1975 forgetting who the fuck they are? I'm sorry.
And not only that, but this drink could be freshened up. Okay, so let's get on that, secretary.
You know what? Why don't I go make you a sandwich in the kitchen while I'm at it?
Hey, I'm not going to refuse.
That I'm so good at that, you know.
So why not?
I mean, there's a reason. God gave y'all the milk, right? So y'all belong in the kitchen. So up to it.
Oh.
So there you go.
Well,
I got
old
two
school,
words for you, Tech. Bad fucking touch. 3
That's
words.
number 4, baby.
Mhm.
I see. Old school gamer says I had Chipotle squirts last night. What's amazing is how I'm telling you what, dude. I had some hot sauce that. Oh boy, I guarantee that gum to you, boy. You could. Oof. Some of that. I've never ate it. I've never ate at Chipotle though. I've
I
always
I call
heard
it
it's pretty
Chipotles.
good.
If you get the bowl that has mostly lettuce and you just put like some stuff on top of it and eat it more like a salad and don't do the wrap with all the greasy stuff, it's not bad.
Well, I mean, there's no Chipotle's near me that I know of, but there's so much Mexican food down here that's good that I don't think we need a Chipotle. You know what I mean?
well, I mean, I'm in the same boat. We have so much real Mexican food over here, and we have
No.
No,
There is no real
No.
Mexican food north of the Red River. Okay, real Mexican food stops at the Red River, buddy. That
Oh,
crap you
come
got in
on.
Oklahoma, that is white people Mexican food. That is not proper. I will argue that all day. So, but I do.
I'm not saying like Taco Bell or Bueno. I mean, honestly, that's white people Mexican food.
No, Taco Bell has its place. I eat Taco Bell like if I'm busy at lunch and I want something quick, right? Because I love tacos and nachos.
Well, that's fake
there is
though.
there is no real Mexican food north of the Red River. That's that.
Well, I mean,
Everybody knows
it's
that.
called American
Well,
Mexican food.
yeah.
It's like Chinese food.
It's kind of like how white people in the Midwest say tacos with like 3 A's in the middle of it. That ain't real Mexican food.
Okay,
That
say
ain't real Mexican food.
Okay, Tex, let's play a game. Say wrestler. Say wrestler.
Wrestler.
Say it a little slower. Wrestler.
Wrestler.
You say wrestler.
Wrestler.
Okay.
The wrestler.
Well, I can't help it that I speak properly. You bunch of heathens don't even know how to talk. I can't help that. That's on y'all. So,
You know, that is not the
once
case.
again, if you pay your $599 for the Texas Learning Course, I'll teach y'all all these things.
I'll pay
So,
you
it'll be fun.
$5.99 in fucking pesos.
No, we don't accept Mexican money. We only accept greenbacks here. Sorry. You know.
What about Canadian money?
No.
Pretty sure that's worth even less. I don't really. So, not only is it less, but it's further away for me to spend it, so it's even less valuable. So, yeah.
Well, gentlemen,
I would
this has
take-
been fun, but I quit my job today. I have to
there
celebrate
you go.
that. I fucking gave my notice to this job I don't like. I don't even have a new job
Did
lined up.
you tell them to take this job and shove it like Johnny
No,
Paycheck
I
song?
just gave them a little over 2 weeks notice and said that'll be my last day. Bye-bye.
You should have went in and like threw a bitch fit and like slung gravel out of the parking lot.
No, I want a reference. So I still unfortunately have to get up at 5, 6 in the morning to start work. So I have to go.
Yeah,
Well, I
there you go.
appreciate you
However,
coming by.
sometime very soon while I'm not working, I'll stay up all night with you guys if you want me back on the show.
Before you go, can you refresh this for me real quick, please?
Why don't you just set that down
take
right
that?
next to you, and when I come bring you your sandwich, I'll swap it out for a full one. And don't look for me. Just wait like the Easter Bunny. You can't look. If you look, it never happens.
Well,
Okay?
I mean, I don't need any more ice in there. Just put more drink and freshen it up for me. Thank you, sweetheart. Go ahead and get on here. Scoot.
Right.
There you go. So
Thanks,
All
Dora.
See you later.
Mikhail, love your new place.
Mikhail, since the women are leaving now, I guess we can deal with you. Go ahead and which backgrounds do you have to show off this week? I know you have new ones. Go ahead and show.
I got the one AJ made me about.
Bring it up.
Let's
I'm
see
just
what-
curious. He said it.
Let's see what you got.
The one AJ made him.
Oh, I didn't know AJ Raider made you one. That's cool. Oh, cool. I like that. Oh, it's got the diamond plate background with the Stanley Cup in it. There you go.
It's
See, I didn't know it was a hockey playoffs until AJ was talking about it earlier. He was watching it on his phone or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
all
I
right
had no
now.
clue.
how long is the seasons? I mean, you figure it's
I have no idea.
essentially it's a winter
No.
season.
Now, 82 games in a season. Now we're in the playoff.
So they're playing like what? I assume they're playing at least 2 games a week. If they're
They play,
maybe
they
more.
take it. They play from October to June.
Uh,
Well, I know they play once the playoffs start. Each round is what 7 games, or it's a
Yeah,
possibility of 7 games, right?
yeah,
Um, Mikhail?
really?
yeah.
Wow.
Which I think that's stupid. I don't like us. I don't like series when it comes to championships. I think that's just a money grab to stretch it out as long as possible. I like how football does it. You get
What?
one game and you either show up or you don't. You know what I mean?
What about baseball? How do they do it in their playoffs?
I have the same. They do the same thing. They have either like a
Oh,
5 or a 7 game series. I don't like that. I think that's
yeah.
just stretching it out for more TV revenue and more ticket money and more everything else. If you're going to see now, he's clout chasing baseball. I swear to God, I could probably come up with like professional, cornhole, and you have a graphic for that too, or some nonsense. Oh, he's got that Japan wrestling thing right there. There you go. But yeah, I mean, But see, Mikhail, if you're going to do that, you have to slant your eyes whenever you show that part. Okay, you can't do New Japan without the Chinese eyes. So.
Talk about AEW. I brought this up to Tex about AEW's getting apparently they're getting 2
Jesus
hours
Christ.
on Saturday.
What? Who wants 2 more hours of that
Oh
garbage?
no. No.
They barely have anybody watching it now. You're going to give people 2 more hours of something they don't care about?
Well, I mean, what is TNT making lately? I mean, what shows are they have now, or even TBS? So,
Whenever reruns of old sitcoms get higher ratings than AEW wrestling does, they should probably just go reshow those old shows. That's ridiculous. How much wrestling is there already? I'm not even talking about just AEW. I'm talking about all around. You get what, 3 hours on Monday for Raw.
Impact.
NXT is 2 hours. SmackDown is 2 hours. So that alone right there is, 7 hours a week of just that. Then you figure in all the AEW stuff. How much wrestling do you need in a week? You know what I mean?
Well, and then you had those people from who watches New Japan and
Right.
And the watch Impact. So it's even longer. So,
well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I haven't. The last wrestling I watched was on Twitter because I heard that Brock Lesnar whooped Cody Rhodes' ass, and I needed to see that for myself because it made me laugh. But I watched that clip on Twitter. I haven't watched Raw or SmackDown since. I don't care. I'm not going to care till SummerSlam time, and I'll watch a couple weeks before then, and I'll get back into it, and afterwards I won't care again. But aren't they getting like a what's it called? AEW All Access or some nonsense like that?
That's already out.
Yeah.
They're doing it. They're behind the stage kind of thing. It's kind
so they're literally just spoiling the entire business is what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, if people who watch it is like, oh my God, wrestling is real. I mean, is it real?
No. That's not what I'm saying. Obviously, we know it's not real. I mean, whenever wrestlers are coming out and talking to the people they're feuding with on TV, on Twitter, and Instagram, we know it's not real. But how much pulling back of the curtain do they actually need to do? That's my question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I watched it. It was not that bad. I mean, I think it's a lot better than. I think I only watched one of the Cody Rhodes show that was on TNT or TBS. I mean, I compared it to watching the Miz show, whereas I had no
There's
interest.
only two reasons to watch that Miz show, and that's on Maurice's chest. That's the only reasons to watch that show. Okay, but
Oh
that's
yeah,
beside the point. I mean, now okay. Does this All Access show is it on the like back to back with AEW wrestling, or is it a different day?
yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
after Friday.
No, it Wednesday night.
Oh, is it after Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Because I put it. Maybe my DVR switched over to something else
What did
after.
Pico say? Acknowledge me. There you go, Pico. You've been acknowledged. We acknowledge your existence. You can go back to your funny comments, sir. There you go. But I mean, that's my point. So, okay, let's say they do the regular wrestling show, right? And they're trying to convey some sort of like Dean Ambrose is out there arguing with Chris Jericho, or not Dean. What's his name? Moxley.
John Moxley.
John Moxley. John Moxley is cutting. I'm gonna Chris Jericho. I'm gonna blah blah blah, and then I'm gonna bleed all over the place because that's what I do, right? And then you see in the next hour on the next show them practicing that promo behind the scenes. That seems kind of like a negative thing.
Oh.
Mikkel likes New Japan wrestling. Mikkel's mom likes old Japanese business.
Sorry, I was looking back to
I bet Mikkel's mama's had more Japanese businessmen in there than them Chilean miners was in that cave. But that's beside the point. So.
Big P, what I heard is going to be at night on Saturdays. I think they said between. It could be like 8 o'clock till 10. I don't know if that's Eastern.
Okay, so AEW, their Wednesday show, it already doesn't get 1 million people watching it. How bad is the Friday night viewership? How bad is the Saturday night going to be?
Oh, it's worse.
Obviously, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it like 500,000 or less? I mean, what are we dealing with?
I have no idea. But the thing is, they don't treat Rampage with any respect because it's only 1 hour and it's all where they put all the lower tier people on. So I feel like they should.
It's all about time too. I'll be out on Friday night. I mean, I think they should get rid of Rampage, put SmackDown back on Tuesday night, get rid of the NXT shit.
Well, the thing is,
there you go. I mean, from the horse's mouth. I don't know. I just, like I said, no matter what company it is, there's just too many hours. Like, even the most, like, I'm not the most dedicated fan. I don't know how dedicated the rest of y'all are. How many of hours of wrestling a week do you actually watch? Like, sit down and actually not fall asleep, not play on your phone. Like, how many, what's the time frame here?
Well, today was the most I had in a while. I mean, I mainly watched most of the show tonight. I mean, I thought tonight was a really good show. I would say.
Do you want to cover it to like give your input since we're live? I mean, you could do that if you want.
Honestly, I don't remember much from it because I mean I don't have the best memory. But I know the whole thing between the Elite and the Blackpool Combat Club fight was pretty good. Trying to think what else. I know there was a couple good matches. The Commander versus Jay White was a good match. See, even Steve says AEW was good. He gave it 7 out of 10. I would say it was 7.5 for me. it was actually a really good show. I mean, they had a good promo with Chris Jericho and Adam Cole. Like, that was really good. It looks like they're starting a feud right there.
Yeah.
And I remember they started off with the 3 out of the 4 pillars trying to get saying why they need for the world title.
Okay, about that pillar thing. Had you honestly heard of any of these other pillars before AEW told you about them?
Before AEW, no.
Okay, so then they're not a pillar. They're no different from anybody else.
Well,
they just said they're a big deal because they said so. If they were an actual legitimate pillar, like a big thing, you would have known who they were already.
Well, I mean, they're more homegrown wrestlers. Yeah.
Okay, but that doesn't make them a pillar. That makes them a homegrown talent, not a pillar.
Well, it's
a pillar is something you build off of, like a Chris Jericho or something. Everybody knows him. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, Jericho ain't going to be there forever, and same thing with Moxley. I mean,
you really think any of these other little? Do you think any of these homegrown talents, if they got a big, gigantic WWE contract, they wouldn't jump immediately? They're wrestlers. Come on, they're business people. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So,
but
what I'm saying.
Some of them, I think I see why they considered that because, well, the biggest one, Darby Allin, he totally earned my respect because the way how crazy that guy is. And Jack Perry is not bad, but I think he needs to change his gimmick because, like I've already told you
if I was booking him what his gimmick would be. I gave you 2 options. So, he's either getting in a monkey suit or he's going to be Jack Perry and he just whacks it in the ring. That's going to be his gimmick, you know what I mean?
Oh, so, apparently you can't say jack off on AEW.
Okay, he'll be whack off Jack Perry, and he's like a mongoloid that has like a mental condition where he just beats off all day in the ring. That'd be freaking hilarious. So,
they were heavily censored today. They censored a lot of stuff today. Like I think even shit is censored out.
Let's not forget. I mean, this isn't pay-per-view television. You know, this isn't behind a paywall streaming service. They still have to deal with the FCC. There are still certain standards that they have to go by. You know.
Well, I mean, why do they need to do it if you're paying for cable? Like, I feel like
yes, you're technically paying for it, but it's not like it's. I don't know. It's weird. It's not. It's kind of weird how, like, on a streaming service, you're behind a paywall. I don't know. It's just. It's the way the law goes. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but it is. There are FCC standards.
See, I see it. Should be like the XM or Sirius Radio, where you can say a little bit more to get away, where like you're less censored on Sirius than on radio. You can cuss and say pretty much almost everything until PC came through and killed a lot of it. But like, I remember when Howard Stern, he was like, "Follow me to Sirius," because he was getting sick of being fined through the FCC.
Yeah.
AG asked a good question here. What does AEW need to do to compete with WWE? I don't think they can.
No, definitely not.
AEW is an indie organization with a dude with a lot of money that's passionate about it and doesn't mind losing that money. WWE is owned by Endeavor, who owns UFC and has more money than God and has more reach. They can't compete. You know, the neckbeard Kenny Omega shirt wearing guy out in the crowd may think AEW is better, but there's less than 1 million of those people. how many, that Endeavor audience is a lot bigger. You know what I mean?
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, from the UFC, they have a bigger audience, but WWE's
Right.
numbers been going down. Like with Raw, the only SmackDown makes 2 million viewers, but that's because it's on free TV, while Raw is on USA, and they can barely do 1.3 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, Raw's not doing much better. I mean, I've been saying it for a long time. Wrestling is it's dead. I mean, it's not a
It's not
viable
edgy.
business like it. No, it's not. There's too many options now. There's too many streaming services. There's too
Yeah.
many. There's too many options. I mean, you can sign up for Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix, HBO Max, whatever you want. It's not like it was in the '90s where there
Oh
wasn't a
no.
lot going. Now there's too much competition. Now there's YouTube. Now there's Rumble. Now there's whatever. There's Twitch. There's whatever you can do.
Yeah.
You're never going to get 10 million people watching the show again. It's not going to
Oh
happen.
no.
Wrestling especially is a niche product that serves about 1 million to 2 million people. That's about
You
it.
know.
That's
You know
what's
what?
left.
I think I have a. This is my opinion. It's kind of like, WWE and AEW are on YouTube, and I guarantee you they're making money off YouTube because
Of course.
if you're getting so many views and so many subs, you're getting money through YouTube.
Dude, that's how I watch. That's how I watch the little bit of wrestling that I actually watch is on WWE on USA or WWE on Fox. That's the names of
Yeah.
the YouTube channels. And like an hour after the show is over, they post clips of all the best stuff. The rest of it you don't have to see because guess what? If it's not clip worthy for YouTube, it's probably not that important. So, and let's not forget that the Twitter account literally posts videos of the stuff as soon as it happens. So I'm not
Oh
going to
yeah.
sit there and watch a 3-hour show. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Like when they post, new champion or still champion.
Right. I mean, you can, yes, their social media presence is great, but it also affects them negatively because if it's a Monday night, I don't have to tune in. I can just go about my business and I'll catch the tweet post and I'll see what's good, what's bad. And if there's nothing worth seeing, I'm not wasting my time,
Well, I think partially is the DVR though too, because when DVR was becoming more available instead of just being a very niche group, now everyone and their mom has a DVR, so those numbers are even worse because DVR.
I had years ago. I had I had DirecTV, and then once I cut the cord, I had YouTube TV for a while. And I liked YouTube TV because I could literally take everything on the go, right? But it was like $60 a month, so I cut that crap out.
Good God.
But, dude, it was expensive. I think it's like 70 or something now. I'm not even sure what YouTube TV costs.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
no.
it's how much?
$80.
$80? Holy crap. But like they would like if you didn't want to watch something live, you would just wait till it was over and then it would be like saved and recorded. You could just go back and watch it. So I'm sure that doesn't count on the ratings either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so like you don't know how many people are actually watching because I guarantee you. I mean, how do you like? I know they count some of the DVR numbers, but I mean, when do they stop and saying, "All right, this is the cutoff time and date of these DVR numbers"?
Right.
Like,
well, it's kind of like when a movie comes out and it's like they do a same day release in theater as on a streaming service or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Like that. Like they've done it with a ton of movies, but they'll say like, oh, well, it made $2 million at the theater this week and it had X amount of views on stream. it really changes things a lot because TV is not like it was when we were young, where you literally had to sit down on the couch in front of the television to watch. Now you got TV in your pocket.
Yeah.
You could be driving to work and be listening to it, or be, TV is it. There's a reason why stuff like YouTube has so much money into it. Why do you think all these celebrity types are starting YouTube channels? Because it's easier to do your own thing on YouTube than to get cast on a movie or a television show.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, actually, YouTube has more money because the parent company behind it's Google. And they got,
right. Yeah.
they're the one who has all the money. It's not YouTube, it's
Well,
Google.
Okay, look at it this way. I saw a tweet earlier today. Apparently, WWE changed the rules for Twitch streaming for the wrestlers. Apparently, they're allowed to do it now, and they're allowed to make money while they do it. That should tell you how much money can be made in that market. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, when Vince, I don't know if they're going to continue it since Vince is back in.
Well, no, this literally dropped today from what I could tell. This is news. I mean, this is new stuff.
No.
I don't know. Apparently, the only restrictions are what Twitch's restrictions are or whatever. I don't know. So I guess you can't get naked on there or whatever. I guess that's the whole Mandy Rose thing.
I thought they were able to do it since Triple H took over. Or
yes, but they made some amendments to it or something. Like it came out today. I saw it earlier. But I mean, that's the whole thing. Is even when your stars would rather be doing video games or whatever on Twitch, that should kind of tell you something about the product.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of them are just doing it because,
What did hang on? Pico says 2-part question. What is this? Text 2-part question. You said yes, I was in the rodeo. I rode bulls. I tried roping. I wasn't very good at it, but I rode bulls for a little bit. It was a lot of fun. The second part, harder to stay on for 8 seconds on the bull and Mikkel's mom. Well, see, that's the thing. You couldn't pay me to ride Mikkel's mom. You could put a gun to my head and say, you either ride Mikkel's mama or you're going to die. And I'm going to just tell you to pull that trigger, buddy. There ain't no way. I wouldn't wish Mikkel's mama on the prisoners at Guantanamo Bay, much less myself. No, thank you. I mean, if Mikkel came out of that rancid snatch, I want no part of it. All right, that's the result of it right here. Okay. I mean, it's kind of like how in like a zombie movie, whenever like zombies have eradicated an area, right, and the military clears it, they'll spray paint like a red X over the doors. Don't enter here. There's dead bodies or there's zombies or whatever, right? Mikkel's mama needs a big red X painted over her just entire body to just stay away from it.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, Mikkel. We don't want another Mikkel out there. We
can't
only
have,
handle.
Right. We why God allowed you to even be born is beyond me. I don't know how that happened. But,
we can only handle one Mikkel.
I mean, we might need to have you castrated just so you don't reproduce anymore. We might need to have that happen. I'm just saying, you know that, right? So.
Well, we don't need to chop off his dick. We just need him just to get him.
No, that's not what castration is. You don't cut the dick off. That's not what castration is.
It's not my birthday, but your pizza.
Oh, he's
we're done with that. We're done with that.
Mikkel's done with the happy birthdays too now.
Even Mikkel's like, yeah, I've had enough of this crap. Even Mikkel's smart enough to that nonsense. So there you go.
But
tell you
okay,
what,
isn't it cutting of the balls? Is that what it is?
well, there's different ways to castrate. There's chemical castration. You can take the balls. Yes, there's many ways you can do it.
God,
Yes.
Well, I mean, we could do the, get him snipped.
Well, no, I mean, okay. I'm not
no.
going to personally do this, but we can treat Mikhail like he's a bull on the farm, right? You take a big rubber band and you wrap it around the testicles. I mean, till it is tight, right? And you just wait for them to drop off. That's the whole process. And then eventually they'll turn purple and then black and then they'll harden and they'll literally, you can just twist them and they fall off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ow.
See, I don't even want to do that to Mikhail. What I'm willing to do is pay for the doctor to have him snipped. And
why would you pay? Why would you pay for you when you can do it for the cost of a rubber band?
Well, I don't want him to be in pain, but I also don't want him to be, or
we get like the best punter and field goal kicker in the NFL, and we tie Mikhail's legs open, and we have that kicker that we have that NFL kicker run up and kick him square between the legs, right? His jollies, right? And just so he can't ever procreate again. Yeah, I mean, we just, there's ways of doing it.
Well, I can kind of confirm a little bit of that because I think you heard this story probably, but I was wrestling with my nephew, and at one point, like, I had one of my toy belts, and it was like, hey, we fight for this, and wrestling around.
Did you cut a promo on him?
No, we just fought, and at one point,
so you didn't even cut a promo before your big title match?
No.
You didn't be like, listen here, brother. When I put you in the Hulk Hogan smash and drop that leg on you, 1, 2, 3, dude, you're out of here. You didn't do that?
No, we just went straight into it, but he just punched me in the nuts, and I couldn't get hard on for a week. I thought he broke me. I really thought he broke me. Like, I really thought, like, am I going to need Viagra from now on?
If he kicked you square in the nuts? Is that what he did?
No, he punched me right in the nuts.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, we got AJ in the chat. What's up, man?
What's up, dude? How's the car? Did you make it home?
Yeah, that's a good question. Hopefully he got home just fine.
Yeah, unfortunately we're missing AJ Raider tonight. Normally, this Nitro deal was his thinking. He had car troubles and unfortunately he got stuck on the road. So hopefully he's home safely. But either way. No, that's the whole thing, Casey is.
Oh. He just got home.
All right, that's good, dude. Hey, if you want to jump on, dude, come on, man.
He probably had enough, but he's definitely welcome to come home.
Oh, no.
On the show.
No, I'm not expecting him. I'm just, offering. Pico says with the 7th pick in the NFL draft, the Oakland Raiders select Mikhail's mom linebacker. They could draft. You could draft Mikhail's mom as the entire offensive line. Nobody would try to get past that line. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Well,
Mikhail, maybe, Yeah, there you go.
You ever seen one of those players because they never went to college, they'll announce their high school that they graduated?
Mikhail's mom can do the LeBron James thing. There you go. It'd be like, Central City or wherever she's from. That would be great. So, except, Mikhail's mom's pretty. Well, see, the thing is, Mikhail's mom's pretty ugly, so they're going to make her wear the football helmet backwards, so they don't have to. They're going to make her turn it around. So,
Well, I mean, you gotta draw out holes so she can see it, and see through.
we don't need to see her. Just, it is what it is. No, it's cool, AJ. I understand. I mean, 5 hours on the road. Hopefully you punch that tow truck driver in the dick for being an asshole. But, it is what it is.
Dude,
That's
5 hours being stuck, I would be lost out of my mind.
I would have just started walking, but that's just me.
I could have done that. You remember I told you guys when I had my car towed home? I could have walked home if I wanted to because it was.
Well, you were just around the freaking corner when your battery died. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, I could literally do that.
Dude, you could have fixed it that night if you would have went in and got a bottle of Coca-Cola and poured it on the battery. It probably would have started right then.
But I had an excuse why to.
Literally, all you would have had to do was pour the Coke on the terminals, make sure they're tight. It probably would have fired right up.
Well, actually, I had to take the cables off to clean a little bit more. But,
okay, well, that's what, 1 bolt per cable, so that's 2 bolts you got to take off. That takes what?
Well,
10 seconds?
One was so rusted or corroded, I couldn't turn it. But it was so corroded. But
I bet. Do you even carry tools in your car?
I should.
You don't have a toolbox in your car.
No, and I actually need
even like a minor toolkit with like a set of wrenches, some sockets, a ratchet, a couple extensions.
Well, and why would I need? Well, never mind. I mean, if I'm broke down here, I can work on here or at work. But no, I mean, I should at least have. I don't think I have jumper cables.
You can go to Walmart and buy one of those like pre-made toolkits that come in like the collapsible box, right?
Yeah.
That's got wrenches and sockets and a pair of pliers in it, whatever.
Yeah, I should have done.
And it's like the size of like a briefcase. It's not huge. It's whatever. So.
And honestly, I need to bring some of my duplicates from work back home because I have minimal tools here that I need to bring.
The kid doesn't even own a car. He could probably steal somebody's. He pops the hood, hot wires the thing, and drives away and sells it for crack or whatever. Isn't that what you do?
AJ says he has to eat, then he'll come on.
Oh, cool! Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And he said, TSS earlier said about. I think he said this is the first time I actually wore a Cowboys jersey.
Is that a Cowboy jersey?
Yeah, it's Romo.
Oh, okay. There you go. Now, are you next week is the NFL draft. Which jersey will you be wearing next week?
The Jets.
Good Lord.
I am now a Jets fan.
Since you're such a Jet fan, what do you think about the Aaron Rodgers situation?
Hold on, didn't he re-sign with Packers?
No.
Oh.
No.
Did he get signed away to what? To the Jets?
He basically didn't want to play for Green Bay anymore. See, this is how much of a Jet fan you really are, because if you were a Jet fan, you would know the Aaron Rodgers situation. So I have now exposed you for being a fake Jets fan. You now have to take that Jets jersey and burn it on air.
No!
Yeah, it has to be done.
Dude, I think that tornado storm is coming through here. I can hear like the wind and raining.
Well, if it does hit, make sure you stay alive as long as possible so we can catch you being sucked up by a tornado.
I'm just curious to take a look to see how bad it looks out there.
See, I could see Casey like tornado proofing the game room, but not the rest of the house. Like he's got like steel walls.
Yeah.
Oh, there's J-Man. He's coming. The door open. Casey, run. The door just opened. Get out of there.
Oh, yeah.
J-Man's coming.
Oh,
it's the door open.
Oh,
Yeah, the door
yeah.
open. J-Man's on the way. Isn't that how it works in your house?
Door can open unless I guess the wind just sucked the air out here or something.
So next week you're going to be wearing your Jets jersey.
Yes.
And so who do you hope? Okay, well, what position do you hope the Jets draft for with their first round pick?
Wide receiver? I don't know.
Needless to say, you probably shouldn't be in the draft room whenever the Jets take the first
definitely
pick.
not.
That's what you're telling me.
If you're asking my opinion, if there's a football team asking for my opinion.
See, if you were to ask me, I would say I hope my Cowboys draft either a wide receiver or running back. We need offensive help. Our biggest problem this year was we could not get points on the board. Yes, there's issues on the defensive side of the ball, but the offensive issues are more important. We need to replenish wide receivers, running backs, and we need offensive line help because the Dallas offensive line is getting older, and you're going to start seeing the guys like Zach Martin and all those big dudes. They're getting hurt a lot more these days. So we need to replace them big dudes up front. So I really, really hope that Dallas goes heavy on the offensive side of the ball this year. And we need a freaking kicker because that idiot can't kick to save his life. So go get one of those too. So get a freaking kicker.
Keiko says that. Do you know Joe Namath is no longer with the Jets, right? Oh yeah, he hadn't been with the Jets since. God.
What's up, Frederico Garza? I hope you're doing well, dude. But yeah, no. I bet Casey thinks Brett Favre still plays for the New York Jets. I bet you you got a Brett Favre jersey, don't you? You got one of them?
Oh, Brett Favre's Jets jersey, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I figured you had one. I couldn't think like the only other Jet I could see you having a jersey for would have been like Chad Pennington, who used to be their former quarterback. But there's no real other Jet player that's famous that whatever. So.
Oh, minus what Mr. Pico said, Joe Namath. I mean,
right? Yeah,
I mean, that's the last Super Bowl they won is in Super Bowl III.
Yeah, it was. Namath was the only Super Bowl that the Jets have ever won. Yeah. They've never had any other success besides him. So now the Jets, they weren't bad last year. They did look pretty good. I will say that they could have something. Now, my question with it is, how much of that potential talent in the future are they willing to sacrifice for Aaron Rodgers? Because you don't get Aaron Rodgers without giving up some major sacrifices. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He's going to want things. How much of their young, youthful optimism, how much of your future are you willing to give up for the present and get Aaron Rodgers? You know what I mean?
How old is Aaron Rodgers right now? I mean,
I don't know exactly, but I'd say late 30s for sure. He may even be 40 already. I'm not sure.
And
I mean, he's still
like 5 years.
Oh, I highly doubt I don't even think he's signed a contract with the Jets yet. I mean, Pico would probably know better than I, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers. Let's see. TSS2 says for the Cowboys, it's simple. They need offensive line, a third string tight end, another running back. I agree, and another wide receiver. Yeah, TSS is right on the money with all of those things. I mean, I would say wide receiver and running back before the offensive lineman and tight end. But yeah, I could not agree more. So,
See, the thing is, there's no point hoping for anything when Jerry Jones won't give up the GM spot to someone
Well,
else.
as long as Dak Prescott is still the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, you're not going to win anything. And that's the God's honest truth.
No,
I mean, he may have glimpses of hope and he may look okay, but you ain't. Dak's proven who and what he is. And
yeah,
unfortunately, we've paid him a king's ransom, and we can't just cut that contract. You know what I mean? So we got a deal. I mean, at this point, I wish Aaron Rodgers would come to Dallas over Dak Prescott. That's just me. So
See, the thing
at
is,
least,
I mean, yeah, he's a better quarterback, but how much
oh,
longer
100%.
you think he's? How long you think he has left in him? I mean, he's getting old.
I'm really surprised. See, okay, that last Packer game this season, whenever Rodgers wouldn't give up his jersey, like, did you see that game?
yeah.
No.
Mikhail knows what I'm talking about. At Lambeau Field, it was Aaron Rodgers' last game as a Packer, and this was prior to him announcing anything. This was prior to all of that. I think they were playing. Wasn't it Detroit, Mikhail? Was that who they were playing, or was it somebody else?
Detroit. Yeah, the Giants.
You know, Casey. So you know, like how play. I'm sure you've seen players at the end of the game, like they'll take their jersey off and swap with one another. You've seen that, right?
They'll swap with each other.
Oh,
Yeah, as like
yeah.
a show of like friendship and respect or whatever. You know, it doesn't happen every time. It happens every once in a while. You haven't seen this,
No, I never heard that or seen that.
dude? It happens in basketball, football. It happens in all the sports.
Really?
But either way, the guy that came up to Aaron Rodgers, they had a camera literally right there on him as this guy walked up. And he goes, hey, you want to swap? And Aaron goes, no, I think I'll hold on to this one. And he walks off with his because he knew that was going to be his last time at Lambeau as a Packer. So that's why he kept that jersey. Yeah, it was a whole thing.
I would have done that too. Like, if it's your last time you're going to be at that place as a Packer, I mean.
And Pico says Aaron Rodgers will be 40 in December. I believe it. I knew he was around 40. I didn't know exactly. Dallas was best when players were doing coke. 100%. Yeah. No, dude, a party with Michael Irvin, please. Are you kidding me, man? I would love to go back to them days when Nate Newton and Irvin were tearing it up. Dude, that'd be gnarly, man. That'd be awesome. I love the 90s Cowboys. I will forever be in. I am so happy I got to grow up to watch my team win Super Bowls. I mean, I know Dallas hadn't done jack diddly crap in 20 plus years, but at least I got to see some Super Bowl wins. You know what I mean?
I hate to bring this up. It's getting close to 30 years.
No, it's embarrassing, dude. It is absolutely embarrassing that the Dallas Cowboys have not won a Super Bowl in the last 3 decades. That is unacceptable. At least I got to see them. I mean, can't say much about the last 3 decades, but it is what it is. So.
I mean, they weren't shit. There was a lot of other teams that are way worse than the Cowboys in those last 3 decades. Well, I mean,
okay. Here's the thing:
how much money they put into the Cowboys, you figured they should have been play Super Bowl more recently.
Cowboy, and like I said, I am a Cowboys fan, so I'm allowed to say these things, but we're very entitled as Cowboys fans because we used to be the dominant top guys. So, once you've been to the top of the mountain, you don't want to be at the bottom. You expect to be at the top, right? And we're the Dallas Cowboys. We're America's team. We're all of these things, right? That comes with a certain moniker and standard. And when we just get into the playoffs and maybe go 1 or 2 rounds and then get kicked out, I mean, as much as I hate to give, credit to like what Frank, he's a filthy 49ers fan. Ugh. But, it's the Cowboy delusion is right. I mean, but to be fair, every football fan, whether you're Jaguars, Detroit, or whatever, every football fan is delusional because you think your team's going to win it all in August, and then when you get to January, it's a different deal. But it's more famous with the Dallas Cowboys because we're the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I remember when the Patriots, when they were having their perfect season, obviously until the Super Bowl.
So I can say the Giants took care of that one. Yeah.
Well, but what was funny was during the preseason they were winless. So it was like they went from.
I don't remember that, but
yeah?
I don't pay much attention to preseason football though, especially who wins. It's like none of that matters. You know what
I mean? Well, no, I mean the only reason it's there to get your guys get the rust off them, so they can get ready.
Yeah, no. Well, it's not even that because most of your starters they don't even play but like one series in the preseason until the last game of the preseason. You know what I mean? And now with them adding another game to the regular season, they get even less in the preseason. Preseason games are now more about who your backup's going to be than anything. You know what I mean?
Well, they got rid of the Pro Bowl, right?
The Pro Bowl as it was, they got rid of the Pro Bowl game and they went to like the skills competition and a flag football game. It was ridiculous. God. It was god awful.
See, the thing was, it was when you go to the Pro Bowl, the thing was they were saying they were getting paid vacation to go to Hawaii to play.
I never understood why the Pro Bowl was always was before the Super Bowl. I never understood that. You know what I mean?
Well,
that made no sense to me whatsoever. I'll be right back. Just 1 second.
It was usually after the Super Bowl. It was only recently, the last 5, inside the last 10, let's say 10 years, it was before the Super Bowl, and I thought that was stupid because if the Super Bowl team was going to, any of the people or in the Super Bowl, the players were not going to be in the Pro Bowl because, well, you don't want guys get hurt before the Super Bowl. So, Big Team New England fans are obsessively delusional. I mean, how could they be?
One thing, Pico, aren't you you're a Jaguar fan, right? I think you are. I think I've heard you talk about the Jags before. If you are a Jag fan, how do you feel about Tony Khan? Or how much is he involved with the football side of things? I'm curious. I don't know this.
Oh, I know for sure he shows up for the games. I mean,
well, yeah, because now that he owns a wrestling company, they show him on TV and stuff. But I don't know. Is he like the GM? Is he involved in the front office stuff? Is he any better at managing football than he is wrestling? I mean, obviously the Jags aren't winning anything. Well, the Jacksonville won their division this year, but to be fair, that's a crap division already. I mean, that's like kissing your sister. I mean, you ain't getting nothing. But I didn't know if he's getting the team when his dad dies or goes. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, no shit.
Right.
I mean, that's like saying that he's going to get full ownership of AEW when his dad dies.
Now, does he come out at halftime and give speeches to the crowd screaming into the microphone like he does on TV, high on cocaine? Because that would be hilarious. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Tony Khan giving speeches on Sports Center. I don't think I've ever seen him on there before. You know what I mean? But
I don't know. Because, if they'll ever, will WrestleMania ever go to Jacksonville? I mean, I don't think they will do that. They'll probably just go.
I'm not sure Jacksonville. Could the Jacksonville economy pull a WrestleMania? That's my question.
Probably
you know what I mean? Not. I mean, when Jackson when WrestleMania was in Florida, weren't they in Orlando or where? Let's see.
Yeah, they were.
I know they were. I know they went to Tampa because they had the whole Buccaneer thing when that was during. But the one, which WrestleMania was it where the Hardys came back because the stage had that roller coaster built into it? That was in Orlando, right?
Yeah, that was in Orlando, and there was another WrestleMania 24, the one with Ric Flair retiring. That was in
okay.
Orlando.
Okay, Jacksonville. He says they pulled the Super Bowl. I didn't realize Jacksonville hosted the Super Bowl. Okay, maybe I'm wrong then. All right, I didn't know if the Jacksonville economy could have would be able to support that. Okay, well, I mean, I was wrong. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I've never been there.
Super Bowl is going to go to either domes or places that are more likely to be warm weather Super Bowl.
Right.
I mean,
TSS2 says that's because Tony Khan mostly works for the analytics department. That's why he cares. Okay. And it was WrestleMania 24. Okay, that makes sense.
But
oh
God, I forgot the point. But yeah, I don't even think he does much for Jacksonville, and I know they even have their own soccer team too. They own a soccer.
Jacksonville or the Khan family?
The Khan family.
Oh.
And I think the soccer team is in England they own. I'm not sure. I believe that's where it is. But
they don't. Let's see, they call those soccer clubs, right? I think that's what they call them over there.
Well, in Europe they're called football.
Or football clubs, yeah. That's fucking gay. That I don't like soccer. I can't watch that nonsense. But
you know what? What's funny you talk about that? I was watching this YouTube video yesterday, and it just brought me up. I was watching this YouTuber where he I hate to bring it up because we kind of talked about this earlier about the guy who played Chucky, but a kid.
Ed Gale.
What?
Oh yeah, Ed Gale. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was watching a video. He was in a group chat with a bunch of these buddies that he used to be friends with on YouTube. And they were doing this thing where they were showing each other's nuts to each other. It was like, who figured?
What the fuck?
Yeah, like, that's just stupid. Like, who's like, hey, as that stupid stuff like showing your nuts to someone else.
Holy shit. Shad Khan is worth $12.8 billion. My God.
That wouldn't shock me. I mean, if you wanted to spend 9.3 of that $1 billion, could have got WWE.
Well, yeah, okay, but just because he's worth that much, that doesn't mean he has that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, how much money does he have tied up in the Jags and the AEW and the soccer? I mean, how much liquid cash he has on hand is not $12.8 billion, but he's worth that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think.
So, hang on. You said this Ed Gale dude, him and his friend were showing their balls back and forth?
No. I was watching that video of, like, I was trying not to say
right.
Because
yeah.
I figure if you say it too much, they would shadow ban you.
Well, yeah. I mean, just like if you say jabby jab, but you really say other things.
Yeah. But it was just weird. I was just want to bring up like some weird thing. These group of guys, they're YouTubers, but they got
See, that's what's so funny about that's what's so funny about Ed Gale. Like, since you brought him up,
Yeah.
even in the horror world, he's a nobody. You don't see him at conventions. He's not like an autograph that you want. He's just somebody who played in the movie. You know what I mean?
You figure
Like, he's not even like, no, he's not like a Felissa Rose or a Bill Moseley or Danielle Harris, David Howard Thornton or any Scott Taylor Compton, any horror celebrity. He's nobody. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but I mean, I kind of compare if he like the people who plays as Chewie or Chewbacca or
Right.
C-3PO. I mean, those
Well,
guys they can probably go through, even though I think they're both dead now. But
the guy that plays Chewbacca, he did die. I don't remember his name, but I know he's dead. Now, for like a comparison, the one scene in the original Halloween film, where you see Michael Myers unmasked, the guy that played him in that scene was Tony Moran. Well, he never spoke as Michael Myers. He never did any other scene besides that one. He goes to conventions and does the whole thing. But this Chucky dude, he doesn't even do that. So this is why his name coming out is such a shock, because unless you're a big Chucky fan, you're not going to know who this dude is.
See, I brought this up to AJ. He's like, he didn't know who the hell this person was. The only reason I
wouldn't have either if I hadn't seen Chucky actor arrested. Like that's how it. Like I said, I saw it on Twitter this morning. One of the horror. It wasn't bloody disgusting. It was it may have been Fangoria. I'm not sure, but somebody posted about it this morning and I saw it. But yeah, it's a disgusting situation.
The only reason I heard about it is because Hannibal, the people on his channel, was reporting on it, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? So I looked it up.
Is that the guy that stabbed a wrestler or something?
No, yes, but he stabbed the referee in the head.
He stabbed a referee in the head?
Yeah, he was stabbing him with a spike, like a railroad spike. He did it like
Jesus Christ,
like
dude's
8 times in his head.
Was the referee in on it at least?
What? I remember when Drew was doing this storyline. It was he was supposed to either hit him a couple times, or he was supposed to blade. He was not supposed to do what Hannibal did.
So it was like that new. What was that deal with the mass transit or deal or whatever? Kind of similar to that.
Yeah, kind of, pretty much.
Okay.
But
yeah,
but his group that does his news reporting, I saw that. I was like, all right, I'm gonna look it up, and then that's when I came across that. I was like, that's when I put it into our chat saying and showed it to you.
Hannibal's like, I think I've watched him. Let's see. Doesn't he like pay wrestlers and he interviews them or something?
I know he does interviews. I guess he pays them. I don't know.
Because he's got like a really. I hate his voice. I hate hearing him even talk. Like I watched him very briefly and he drove me crazy. Like I didn't like the guy. He was very dry. He was very boring. Like he wasn't very entertaining.
Yeah, I think he's very monotone. I think that's what.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I don't know. I was not a fan, I guess you could say. But
well, I mean, the only reason I sub to him is to maybe some of the interviews, but a lot of times news reports that gets leaked, a lot of times he'll get them as fast as other people. So,
I get more news from Twitter than I do anything else, honestly. You know what I mean? At this point, it's especially like entertainment news. Like my Twitter algorithm is basically just anytime horror news comes out, or movie in general, I get it in my feed. You know what I mean? So
I get a lot of it through YouTube, so the subscriptions, and I'll
oh
look see what's there, and I was like, oh, this guy died, so I was like, see what the hell happened, or
yeah,
hear some drama bullshit from like CM Punk situation. So
I
but
couldn't care
Yeah.
less about that piece of shit. I've hated him for a long time. Huh?
But the piece of shit.
who's
I
CM
agree.
Punk?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's always been
Oh,
a whiner and a complainer, no matter what. No matter what, he always just rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I mean? I was never the only. Well, I take that back. The only time I liked him was for that short amount of time when he was doing that straight edge society thing.
I
You remember
liked
that?
his. I liked his whole WWE run.
Eh, I don't know. Like that, and when he poured Paul Bearer's ashes on the Undertaker, that was funny. I will give him credit for
Yeah,
that. That was pretty dang. That was that one was pretty good. I'll give him credit for that. That was creative. But besides that, I mean, CM Punk's a virtue signaling SJW piece of crap. I could give it. He can go to hell. You know what I mean?
well,
not
when
a
he
fan.
had that freak out last year, I mean that didn't do a lot of work, and that's one of the reasons I heard about why they're. I didn't bring this up, but kind of with the whole thing with AEW during the getting our show, there's a rumor they're having their own roster split as like WWE.
Who's having a
So
oh,
roster
God.
split?
Oh,
AEW,
God.
there's
No.
a rumor
Well, I
that
mean,
they're going to do that too.
if they're going to have 15 wrestling shows, they got to do something, right?
Well,
I mean,
they have like a ton of wrestlers on hand, and a lot of them they're either on Rampage or they're on the YouTube shows. So
okay, how many? Okay, I know you watch the Wednesday shows. How often do you watch the YouTube show? Every week, every other week?
YouTube shows never.
No.
How often do you watch the Friday shows?
Very
No.
because I feel like there's no point. It's back in the day when SmackDown was recorded, like on
Yeah,
Tuesday, they would release it on Thursday or Friday,
yeah.
and we're at that point. This is before they split the roster again, so I was like,
Uh,
well, there's no point watching SmackDown because you can figure out what happened on the next Monday show.
Yeah.
So,
right.
so I was like, I kind of felt the same way with Rampage because there's nothing special going on during that. They don't put their big guys
So
on it.
you're, I would say, well, do you think it would be fair of me to say you're more of the AEW fan demographic? Do you think you're more of the common fan for that product?
I think I'm more a casual fan now. Because, I'm not hardcore, because if I'm hardcore, I'd be definitely watching every Wednesday and Friday.
Right.
And I would be watching at least Wednesday and Friday. I don't think you have to watch both the YouTube shows. But
well, that's what I'm saying is like, I wonder how many hours the average AEW fan actually watches. Because if they've got 2 hours on Wednesday,
yeah,
what's the Friday show's what, 1 or 2 hours?
1 hour.
No,
Okay, so that's 3. What's that all access show? Is that an hour or 2?
I think that's
no.
an hour.
So there's 4. How long are the YouTube shows?
I assume those are.
I don't know.
I am gonna assume those are
I
an
don't
hour.
know.
And there's 2 of those, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 6 hours of just AEW content right there, and that's not including all of the breakdown shows and the news stuff on YouTube that these people that they take into content, plus
yeah,
the WWE stuff. They're 6 or 7 hours a week. That's 14 to 15 hours a week of wrestling. There's no way people are watching that much. You know what I mean?
especially now that let's say back in the Attitude Era, I could see people doing that because at that time it was very. It wasn't. I mean, I got into it because it was hip to watch it, but I got addicted to watch it because it was entertaining. So I was watching Sunday Night Heat and Monday Night Raw, and then obviously in 2000 they started with SmackDown. So
Like I said, I wonder how. Obviously, viewership is down. I mean, the ratings alone prove that. But wouldn't it make sense to? I mean, even WWE to do like Mikkel was saying earlier. You're getting less. You're getting less viewership. So just compress your stuff to try to make it better. But obviously, they want to fill up as much TV time as possible, so WWE can have a contract on Fox and USA and all this other nonsense.
yeah,
It's just, I don't know. The product to me seems dead. I can't. I mean, I've said it before, but I miss being a passionate fan. But I can't bring myself to be a passionate fan anymore. You know what I mean?
I agree. I mean,
Well,
I was happy to sit down and watch today's show on Dynamite. I thought it was really good. I mean, I didn't really care about the women's part because I'm like,
Well,
to me,
women's wrestling sucks. We've discussed this many times.
yeah. I hate to say it, but it's true. I mean, they honestly, if I'd be more happy if they would either take them completely off or they make them valets.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean that's the thing is, it's just too much. You know what I mean? I mean, you can only consume so much content before you get an overload.
oh yeah, and honestly, I think that's partially what happened to me with football too. I feel like
Really?
when they were doing
I'll bought you.
oh,
Bought you.
What's going on for no reason?
Well, I mean, when it was just Sunday and Monday, that was fine. But when I remember back then, they would have Thursday shows only like later on and during the season. Like I think like somewhere like at Thanksgiving and on, they'll have Thursdays.
Well, yeah, because later on in the season, that's the way they do it now is, at the beginning of the season, there's Monday Night Football and there's Sundays, right? And then, of course,
nowadays they have Thursday night as well.
Right. Well, they broke it up to try to get more viewership amongst all the games because viewership, even for the NFL, is down. You're not the only one. I think they dropped, I want to say like 30-something% after that Colin Kaepernick nonsense. I mean, their viewership is not great either. You know what I mean? So, viewership for a lot of this stuff is down because, streaming and like, you said, DVR killed a lot of audiences. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I think football kind of burned me out when there's, and then there's like during really in the later season, maybe in the playoffs, we'll have football on Saturday, and then God forbid if you watch college or high school football,
right. Well, my cousin is married to a high school football coach, and his family, they have access to all the high school football stuff. So a lot of times we'll go to high school football games, and, of course, I love college football. College football is my favorite. I'm an Aggie fan. There's a sign right there on the wall. It's, me watching football, I like to watch SEC football for college. And then pro-wise, I watch the Cowboys, and I'll watch a game if, like, my fantasy players are in that game. You know what I mean? So, if there's just a random game between Green Bay and the Broncos, if I don't have any of the players on my fantasy team, or if I'm not betting on it, I'm not watching it. I go about my business and do my thing. But, I'm not watching 14 hours of football on a Sunday. You know what I mean? I ain't going to do that crap.
Back then, I would sit down and watch all the games. Like, I would say, all right, what Sunday morning game we got, and what's the afternoon game and the Sunday night game. I used to really like that when I was younger because you could lay on the couch and just watch football all night. Well, and I really loved that back then.
What I'll do with stuff like that is, like I said, if I don't have a player in the game, I'll put it on in the background and I'll be doing something else, or I'll be laying in my bed playing on my phone and have Sunday night football going or whatever. Because the Sunday night games, they're supposed to be one of the better games of the week. That's why they get a primetime spot. A lot of times they end up getting a crap game, but that's just the way it goes.
Oh, yeah.
But football is one of not so much football, but I think the best sport to watch just in the background is probably baseball. Like I like to listen to a baseball game where I like to watch a football game. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
It's kind of like I love listening to podcasts. I have a whole bunch that I use the Spotify and the whatever, and I've got a bunch of podcasts that I'm always listening to. I've kind of conditioned myself. I like to be, whether it's a movie review or it's a sports podcast or it's whatever it may be. I like listening to things like that. And, I don't know. I like the audio format because it allows you to go do other things while you're listening. So it provides.
Kind of ties. One thing I want to bring up is kind of ties with a couple subjects. Like you were talking about, like Saw Monster. My tradition is I'll listen to his podcast when I'm vacuuming or even mowing the lawn. And but he also, the reason I brought that up too is about the whole thing about the TV time for wrestling. Like WWE and AEW, they're not going to say no, don't give us any more TV time because that's just money they're throwing away. And like that's what you brought up. It's like that's a good point. Like we would love to have Raw drop back down to 2 hours show, but
3 hours is they don't have enough good stories to keep up for 3 hours. You know what I mean? It's
Mm.
you know, if they would condense that show down to 2, they'd be a lot better off. But they've got a contract with USA.
Yeah.
They're not gonna give up that commercial time and money because it makes the show better. As long as they keep making money at it, they're gonna keep doing it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't blame them too, but they're getting their money, and they see back then when they had their survival. I mean, they put their heart into it. Like, not only you're worried about you're gonna go out of business, plus you had your competitor that's beating you, and they're like, okay, see what we can do now. When now you got AEW, and before that we had TNA, but I mean, they were no WCW.
Yeah.
I mean, when WCW was red hot.
Well, even with AEW being out there, I still don't see them. I mean, because like somebody asked earlier, what could AEW do to compete with WWE? I mean, they can't. I mean, there's a lot of the same audience, but it's a different kind of deal. You know what I mean? It's, I know it's, it's kind of funny, but I mean, how many times have I made fun of the flippy dippy AEW nonsense? You know what I mean? You don't see that on the WWE side. They're the storytelling side. I would rather watch 3 hours of Raw than 2 hours of AEW, but that's just me. You know what I mean? It's just I prefer the storylines over gymnastics routines. But what are you gonna do?
I mean, the Bloodline and the Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn. There's not much left that's in there that's still good for WWE.
Well, and that's what's so disappointing is they've got all the talent in the world and they do nothing with it. You know what I mean? I mean, how big is their roster these days, and how few people actually get used?
Well, I mean, a couple years ago, I guess last year, they cut so many people that you could open a full-fledged company with the people that they released. I think they cut out 80 wrestlers last year. And this is before before Vince McMahon stepped down and retired. They fired 80 wrestlers, and then they fired more people from the vaccines, like vaccine. Sounds like I said vaccine, but vaccine.
Yeah, I know what you meant. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's, WWE has the potential to be as they have the potential to be as entertaining as they want to, but they just don't do anything with it. You know what I mean?
Well, they don't need to, because one, Peacock has paid them $1 billion for 5 years for their network. So that's just paid money right there.
Well, plus all the Saudi deals and everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then the TV deals are giving them another $1 billion. I mean, I know they're getting $1 billion from Fox for their TV deals.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I mean, that's their TV contracts right now. That next TV contract may not be that much. You know what I mean?
Well, honestly, that's not Vince McMahon's. That's not his problem anymore. He's helped running it, but his money's not on the line.
No, Vince McMahon's made his money off of it. He got $9 billion for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's just WWE doesn't have to be, as long as they keep the television revenue and they keep selling 15 John Cena action figures to kids every year. That's all they have to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as they keep as long as they do just good enough to keep their TV contracts, and they sell, like I said, a John Cena with a green shirt, a blue shirt, and a red shirt. Well, everybody's going to buy one of those. There's that money right there. And, whatever, I mean, it's crazy. You know what I mean?
And honestly, I mean, back then, before the TV right deals was anything, they lived off the
oh shit! Did you see that deal on Twitter where I saw this the other day? I don't know if I shared it with y'all or not. A guy bought an NWO Wolfpack T-shirt from the WWE Fanatics website. Did you see this tweet? It went everywhere.
No.
Okay, well, you know what the Wolfpack shirt looks like, right? It's a black T-shirt with the red NWO on the front.
And is it the one with the wolf on the back?
No, this is the plain black tee with the with the red square and NWO.
Yeah.
Well, a guy bought one from the Fanatics website, and he wasn't the only guy that had this problem. Now, if you buy that same NWO Wolfpack shirt, it's got a WWE logo on the bottom, on the front of the T-shirt. They completely ruined the NWO Wolfpack shirt. They put it right there on the front of it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
that's crazy. I mean, that's just like people were pissed off about this. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, it doesn't shock me that they do that. I mean, shit, they put the WWE logo on the big old belt. So.
Oh, I know. But that's my point. Is like, but he showed the screenshot of what the Fanatics page looked like, and it was the traditional NWO shirt. Black tee, red writing, very simple, right? But the one that he got had this freaking WWE logo right dead front center, right below the W of the freaking shirt. It was ridiculous.
I had to see that. Yeah. I thought you meant somewhere on the T-shirt.
No, okay, like right here would be the NWO, right?
Yeah.
But right below the W, there was a WWE marking. It was on Twitter. The guy literally had the shirt in his hand, and like he compared. He showed the screenshot of the Fanatics website. It showed the traditional old school one, but the one that they sent him was the new version of it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they've updated it or not, but I saw this on Twitter. I didn't know if you saw this or not. I thought I shared it, but I may not.
I'm trying to look at it right now, see if I can find this.
But yeah, no, I mean, this guy was pissed, and there was a bunch of other people that were complaining about the same thing because this was through the Fanatics deal. I mean, they're just plastering the WWE logo right in the dadgum middle of it.
Well, I mean, I think the reason they're probably doing that is so they don't know it's official, not like a knockoff or like a bootleg version.
Well, see, that's what's so funny. That's what's so funny is because everybody was responding to that tweet with, "Oh, hey, go to this website and you can buy a good version of the shirt." So they were putting knockoff versions underneath the one that was tagged to WWE and Fanatics. It was freaking hilarious.
Like, I see this really cool tank top one. It was kind of like, it's more like almost like a jersey tank top looking basketball.
Right. But if you were to buy that traditional NWO Wolfpack shirt, you would get one that's got a red WWE logo underneath the W on the front of that shirt. Just imagine that. It was. Well, no, because it was on Twitter. They're not going to show you what it looks like on the webpage. That's why I was saying about it. But I mean, it's crazy. I'll have to dig the tweet up and I'll send it to you. You can look at it later. But maybe I'll post it or something. So anybody wants to see it, they can go find it on my Twitter or whatever. But yeah, no, I mean like I said, as long as WWE keeps that I bet they make more off merchandise than they do anything else these days. You know what I mean?
Oh, minus the TV deals, yeah, I agree because
Oh.
they're not making too much money. They probably lose money on tickets. They're
Well,
probably not making enough money from tickets to pay for the wrestlers. Or
I mean,
whatever.
short of like WrestleMania, because we all know, that always gets big crowds. I truly wonder how much money they make off of like Raws and SmackDowns and stuff.
I would love to know that too.
Because
I found it.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I found it. What the?
How ridiculous does that look? How ridiculous does that look?
Yeah, it's right below the sign.
W. Yeah.
The NWO logo, and then below the box has the WWE logo.
Literally dead center. Yeah, no, it's literally they ruined the NWO. I mean, and I'm sure if you buy a black and white NWO, you probably get a white W on the front of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, not only that, if you look under the order part, the word order, there's a copyright thing says like at 2000 or something, the all rights reserved right under order.
Literally, that's what I'm saying. So they took one of the most iconic shirts, the NWO WCW shirt, right?
Yeah.
And they had to plaster that ugly WWF or WWE logo right there on the front of it, just as like a screw you or whatever.
No, like I said, that and not only that, I don't know which one's worse, having the copyright right under the order.
They could have at least, like, you remember, a few years ago, the WWE shirts had that authentic wear tag on the bottom of the front of the shirt, and it was like sewed onto it.
Yeah.
I had, this was when Sting came into WWE. I bought his shirt, and it had that patch that was stitched onto it. I just unstitched the Sting, I just unstitched the WWE logo, and it looked like a traditional Sting shirt. But now, you can't hide that WWE logo. I mean, they literally plastered right in the damn middle of that. I mean, it looks god awful. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't. They could at least put it on the sleeve or something, so you could cut the sleeves off of the shirt and have a traditional NWO shirt.
Even I bought a NWO shirt at WrestleMania Super Show, and it was the NWO black and white, but on the back says Dallas for life. I was like, I'm okay with that. But
see, that's fine because it's on the back. It's not ruining. What makes that NWO shirt so cool is how simple it is, but it stands out. You know what I mean?
They had to put their fucking logo on there. See,
no, dude, it looks awesome.
If they were put in the corner or even on the sleeve, I would have been okay with that.
That's what I'm saying. Put it on the sleeve, so if you wanted to, you could cut the sleeves off of it, make it look whatever. You know what I mean? That's fine. Sure, I like T-shirts that have logos on the sleeves. I think that looks cool, but it just looks so spiteful for them to put that right there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I bet money the reason they did that is because the bootleggers. So they're like, you got the real NWO shirt now.
Well, I mean, like, they have a WCW Monday Nitro shirt that they sell. It's the original Nitro logo with, like the flame top logo. I would love to have that shirt. But once I saw this NWO thing, I'm like, there's no way I'm buying that. Because I guarantee you it's going to have that ugly WWE logo underneath the Nitro thing. I would bet money that it has it on there. You know what I mean? Hear me?
KT?
I think Casey froze on us. We made it over 3 hours with no technical problems, and then Casey's phone takes a shit. There you go. Mikhail, what did you do? I know you did this.
I didn't know that.
Don't you lie to me. Piece of shit. Don't you lie to me. Swear to God. Oh, and he dropped out.
Okay.
He'll be back in a minute. It's all good. He'll drop back in the deal. This is hell. I'm surprised we got 3 hours of Casey. Oh, he crashed. Oh, that's okay. He'll be back in a minute. Either way. So what, Mikhail? What are you doing on YouTube these days? You doing anything fun?
NALRE with AJ. I got non-call. You know, it's Talladega this week.
Yeah, it is Talladega this weekend, buddy. I'm hoping that Austin Dillon car gets in victory lane. That's what I'm looking forward to. I want to see that number 3 win again. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going? Who do you think's going to win Dega? Who's winning it?
I mean, Jay Ellie has been good though, and Rick Everett been good though. You know how they are, so it can be a good race. Yeah.
Well, see, the thing with Chase Elliott, I mean, he's just coming back from injury. I highly doubt he's going to be physically able to stick in there and win Dega. You know, that's going to be hard to do with that injury he had with that leg.
Yeah.
I mean, there's.
He said the race on Sunday.
There we go.
He feel good.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I lost internet on my phone, so I think that storm.
That storm's blown in because it's supposed to hit me between tonight and tomorrow too. So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the Wi-Fi right now, but it just took my internet down on the phone. But
shit.
You know what? Figure while I'm still on here, let's go ahead and do shout outs so we can go ahead and talk for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Mikhail. Go ahead and shout your shit out, Mikhail.
Well, me and AJP on Saturday night for hockey reveal. I got non-call NBA playoff. I did News a come check me out.
Hell yeah.
Michael talk.
Alrighty, you want to shout out Frank?
Yeah, I actually have some. Well, yeah, I actually have some big news. Not only tomorrow are we talking Mandalorian season finale spoilers and review news, we're going to be on Saturday night as well. We're going to be reviewing Cocaine Bear on Saturday night. It's now streaming on Peacock, so if you haven't seen it, you can go watch and check it out, and then come hang out with us on The Harsh Truth on Saturday night. And I think going forward on the weekends, we're going to try to do something. But I know at least for this week, we're doing a special show on Saturday. So come hang out with us. It'll be fun. What's up, AJ?
Shit.
Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm fucking alive, dude. Fucking after 6 hours. Dude, both fucking tie rods are fucked, man. Like, you know how, like, tires go fucking straight? These fucking curve inwards. Like, they fucking
they're probably sitting like that, right?
Yeah.
How old is the car?
Dude, it's a fucking 05 Trailblazer. Dude, that thing's it's fucking a piece of shit, dude. It's a Chevy. What the fuck do you expect?
Hey, I got a 1974 Chevy that's still running strong in my driveway, buddy. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah, well,
about.
you didn't get it like second or third hand from fucking some random car dealer that fucking bought it off a fucking auction that didn't tell you
And
what was fucking wrong with it either.
I also know how to take care of my cars too. But that's
Well, I do too, but dude, fucking that thing was all fucked up beforehand. Besides the Chevy, so yeah, I'll beat the hell out of it. I don't care. If it was a Dodge, it'd be a different situation.
Most new cars jump after a year, anyways. It is what it is. But, well, I'm glad you're here for part of it. I mean, we missed you for the rest of the night.
Well, I missed you guys too. I watched fucking both fucking games. Dallas beat the shit out of fucking Minnesota, fucking 7-3.
Woohoo! Yay, hockey! Go Stars!
You should, man. You should. Should be fucking happy. And fucking my fucking Carolina Hurricanes beat the fucking the Islanders. So yeah, shout out to Ken.
I hope the Dallas Stars win. I'm gonna start wearing Stars stuff just to piss off all the real hockey fans. That's what I'm gonna do. Like every time I stream, I'm just gonna come on and talk about how I'm just going to look up enough Stars knowledge to pretend to know what I'm talking about, and then I'm just going to pretend to be a hockey fan. You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, come on, fucking, who cares? I mean, you should be watching hockey. You're fucking white, so you should be watching hockey.
Yeah, but I'm Southern. Dude, I'm a different kind of white. I'm Southern white. I'm not like, I mean, we already had this discussion. I've got NASCAR in my blood where you've got hockey in yours, so. I'm a different kind of white person, so it is what it is.
Plus, it's closer to the Canadian border than we are.
Right.
I don't mean shit. Right. The fucking hockey spans from fucking the south all the way to the fucking north, man.
It would make more sense for me to watch cockfighting than hockey because I'm closer to it. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. You would like hockey, man. There's a lot of fights. Hockey's not for just Canadians.
Hey,
that's not true.
I will second Deity's motion there. I will. I'll have to agree. Mikhail, you don't know what you're talking about.
We're gonna have to ship Mikhail over to Canada because he likes hockey, and we just don't want him here no more.
Look at Deity's last post. That's that's good. Texas, no black people on my property kind of way. Hey, I'm wearing a black T-shirt right now. I'm not racist. I don't know what you're talking about. You are.
Yeah, sorry I didn't make it to the show tonight. It's just, shit happens.
Well,
that's life.
Shit happens, man. I mean, we understood.
Like, literally, this is what happened, dude. I was dropping off my last order of the night, right? And fucking, I'm taking off from this person's house. And all of a sudden, I'm driving down the road, and I hear boom, 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 boom. I'm thinking it's the fucking tire. I'm like, fuck, it's the fucking tire exploded, right? Because you know how you hear boom, 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 boom. It's not. It's the fucking tie rod. So I'm sitting there. I get out of the car. I'm dead center in the fucking road, dude. Like this is like a 5-lane going almost onto the fucking freeway, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like fucking. I'm like, fuck, okay, turn off the fucking car, jump out, fucking look. I don't see nothing. I turn the fucking wheels, fucking sure as shit, the fucking driver's side fucking tie rod's it's fucking gone. It's fucking just completely came off the tire. Jeez. Then fucking, I go to the fucking passenger side, same goddamn thing. I'm like, fucking Chevys, man, they're fucking pieces of shit. But yeah.
Every time I see a Dodge broke down, I'm going to take a picture and send it to you.
Yeah, okay, that'll ever happen.
Hold on, Dodge.
I'm gonna go find some. I'm gonna drive around and I'm gonna waste gas to take pictures of Dodges broke down, just to text them to you. And be like, oh yeah, you want to keep talking crap, dude? Here's 5 Dodges I found today, right here, buddy. You want to explain that crap? So, I'm gonna do that.
I had a Dodge Dakota where the the transmission went out. On
Well, I mean, the newer Dodges, they're fucking bulletproof. Like, literally, like those fucking Dodge
not.
Challengers and Chargers. Yeah, dude, they are.
Oh,
They are.
they know.
I can't wait.
I'm talking about trucks. Like
Those
where
fucking Rams, those TRXs, those fucking, the ones that have the Hemi Hellcat crates in them, those are bulletproof too. That's why they're all going the fuck away.
I can't wait until I find a Dodge getting towed by a Chevy. It's going to make you shit yourself. You're going to lose your goddamn mind.
I don't think it has enough balls to do that.
I promise you, dude. I live in the land of trucks. I will find it, and it will not.
And
take
I
me
live
long.
in the land of fucking where the motor was fucking built. Your point being,
You live in the land of abandonment, Mad Max. You live in Detroit. I don't want to hear this.
okay, but that's not the point. Detroit's
You're
called
this
the Motor
close.
City for a reason.
You're this close. Your city is this close from a zombie apocalypse. I don't even want to hear
That
it.
sucks. But it's whatever. But hey, at least my city is known as the Motor City. If you didn't have the motor, you wouldn't have a fucking car. It wouldn't go. You'd still be horse and buggying it.
I'll be okay with that. To be honest with you, I'm down. Can we go back to that?
I don't know. You might have to eventually.
Either way,
Are
Case.
you doing the draft stream this year? I think you did that the last couple of
Yes,
years.
next week. Next week over on Harsh Truth, we're doing a NFL draft show instead of a news show. So yes, we will be doing next week on Thursday on the Harsh Truth instead of doing movies and shit like we normally do. We're going to be doing an NFL draft show over there. So y'all can come hang out to the Harsh Truth.
Oh, by the way, AJ, you're on the last episode of Nitro and Raw. Well, I mean, we've been officially taken over by the Harsh Truth.
This is now the Harsh Truth Light. We're going to delete Casey's videos. He no longer owns this channel. This is now property of the Harsh Truth.
Well, whatever. I mean, whatever happens. Like I told Casey, if anything ever happens, I'm taking Nitro with me. So it's whatever.
I will allow you to have the Nitro name since you brought it to the channel.
You don't really have a say, buddy.
What? No. Well, see,
you don't.
I run this.
I came up with it. It. I made everything. I packaged it, marketed it. It's my show.
Well, see, that's the thing. No, you can have the show. It's yours, free and clear. I own the channel. So, yeah.
The channel I can give a fuck less about.
The show means nothing to me. The channel is, I'm going for the bigger fish here. You know what I'm saying? So Casey gets his last 3 videos that he's made. The rest of them we own now. We're just going to delete them. We don't need
Who is we?
The Harsh Truth. This is now the Harsh Truth Live. Is what this is. Casey's Wednesday show is going to be the Harsh Truth. Like pre-show. It's the build-up to like WrestleMania, right? So Casey's going to go start some second channel and play Michael Jackson games and do horrible.
Oh, I believe it. Casey probably would. He probably, he did vote for Joe Biden. So I mean, that's
right. Casey's going to go grab his crotch and play Michael Jackson video.
So you're going to steal some infant Casey and put him over the ledge too?
Oh,
say blanket.
Right.
Okay, I'll save you, blanket.
No, you can have them. The Nitro is yours. We don't want that. Like I said, we're going for a complete rebrand here. There will be no more video game talk. Nitro. You can go flourish with, and you do.
Yeah, I would make Nitro how it's supposed to be with the actual Nitro theme, and not some fucking bullshit intro.
Right, there you go. Well, see, Casey uses like 4 intros per show every time he comes on. So
yeah, because Casey's scared to fucking take his channel to the next level. I mean, it's true.
Well,
you could use the Nitro intro. Nobody owns that. Nobody does.
See, that's the thing. It's that when Casey will learn and do with his new channel, because this one is not his anymore. All of the subscribers are now ours. Harsh Truth, and
how'd you get this to happen, Casey? Did you cock out the Frank?
He just took it over. No, we just took it. We just decided it was ours, and he ain't man enough to fight us. So
fuck. So you did just lay down and get cucked.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
you're here, AJ. What was I supposed to do?
Well, maybe you fucking
why do you
talk to
think?
the fucking person that actually ran this show.
Why do you think I called in back up from my harsh truth buddy Cora? Because we just outsided this sumbitch and took it over. We took the sign
Well, that
down.
didn't get much views, now did it?
Hey, it was a very entertaining show. You need to go back and listen to it. So I don't know what you're talking
I mean, if
about.
this is the
But
last
anyway,
Nitro, I wouldn't want to hear it. It's like the last Nitro from WCW. I wouldn't want to watch it again.
are you gonna Tony Schiavone and not pay attention anymore? Is that what you're gonna do?
I mean, might as well. I mean, shit, the thing's dead. Might as well.
But yeah, no. Like I said, tune in to Saturday night over on Harsh Truth because we're talking Cocaine Bear. We're gonna review it, so it's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna check that out because, like you said, it's
on Peacock. Yep.
Is it on Peacock? Okay.
Well, Casey, you
Yeah.
could live it if you really
Yeah.
wanted to. I mean, just go
What,
get yourself some cocaine,
Yeah.
and
Well, that's
in
what
a
I
bear
was going to say.
costume.
The only requirement is you must do at least an 8-ball before you join the review. Before
Dude,
you
if he did an 8-ball, he'd probably fucking die. Look how big he is.
Yeah.
His heart would fucking cave. It would go out, and
So-
he'd fucking
So
die.
you're saying Casey already has coke bloat without doing the coke. Is that what you're saying?
Have you not seen him? I love you, Casey, but you're a big guy. I mean, let's be honest, and not
Mikhail-
tall wise.
Mikhail, we know that you probably have like crack cocaine over there.
Oh
so
yeah,
you can
dude,
just
look at him. He's a fucking crackhead.
He
Right,
he probably got cocaine in his pocket now.
I
Hey,
bet,
get it
I
right.
bet,
It's crack cocaine.
I bet Mikhail keeps cracking that beard of his. He just tucks it in there so you can't see it.
Oh, did you guys hear about that? So Steve and Mikkel have a deal going on for the Vegas Knights and Winnipeg Jets. Whoever loses has to shave their head and their beard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And
Is there any way we can redo that bet and make them wear like a trash bag to cover them up, not see more of them?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
we've seen
Steve already
Mikhail
loses Steve already loses like 2 points because he's Canadian. So I mean,
Mikhail is cracking his hat. That's why. That you know what? That actually makes sense. That's why he keeps pulling it down over his nose so he can get a hit. You know what I mean? He just hides it in there and lets it come down, and he gets him a snort. And he puts that ball cap back up.
That's right.
That's why he gets so angry because he's getting all high and whatnot. Mikhail, you sneaky bastard! I knew what you.
I mean, he actually has none left because his hat's all the way up now. So
Right.
he probably just ran out.
Well, he's probably so high right now he sees like 3 of us. You know what I mean? So,
Well, actually, there is 3 of us here. So unless you're talking about 3 apiece.
right, that's what I'm talking about. He's seeing multiples of all of them. He's seeing 9 people right now. You know what I mean? So,
damn, that's fucked up.
Mikhail,
Oh, you know what?
now,
Before we take off, I want to get AJ's opinion about this dude who played Chucky.
What about him? He's a
Oh,
fucking
did
midget. I heard about him. He's a fucking midget. He played in the first Chucky movie for
he
like
played
2
3 of them.
scenes.
he was in Bride of Chucky. He was in 3 in total.
Okay, well, what was the 3? You said the first one, Bride of Chucky.
I think the first 2 in Bride of Chucky, I believe, were the 3 he was in. I believe that's what I read.
Yeah.
I think somebody posted it in the comments.
I mean, to be honest with you,
Actually,
when I think of Chucky, I think of Brad Dourif. I don't really think of fucking anybody else.
Of course,
so.
it's Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif. If it wasn't for Brad Dourif, there wouldn't be a Chucky. You know what I mean?
Right. So it's whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Well, according to Big T here, so his filmography states he was only in 2 Chucky movies, the first and the Bride. I thought he was in the first 2 Chuckies and then Bride of Chucky, which is number 4.
that's
and apparently
right.
he was in,
No.
apparently he was in Howard the Duck. Oh my God!
Yeah, I
that's
read that too.
That's crazy. I did not. Now, did he play Howard the Duck? That's
I
hilarious.
don't know if he did. I mean, why not have him? I mean, if he could do Chucky, he's probably small enough to be Howard the Duck.
And Tex, I'm sorry that you had to deal with these two mongoloids all night. It must have been a headache. I mean, trust me, I had a headache all night too. It's a charity stream.
I'm so hammered right now. I don't care. I'm good to go.
Yeah, but it's a charity stream. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, we had Corey too, so
dude.
Well, that didn't any better.
We had some backup.
Dude, I was hammered before I started, so we're solid. You know, it's just sober techs can't deal with their nonsense and bullshit. Drunk techs is great.
I mean, literally, it's like you're watching toddlers, pretty much.
Oh,
well,
it's like who let these two out of their playpens?
I mean, how many times have I said if I was related to Mikhail, he'd be chained up to the radiator in the basement. Some retard did. That's where we would keep him, and we would kick a plate of chicken bones with just enough meat and fat on it, so where he wouldn't starve to death every day, and that'd be his food. You know,
Would you have him chained like he's hugging the radiator, not just to it? He's hugging it. So
well. See, I'm thinking we need like a tow chain, something that's heavy duty, right? And we would wrap it around his waist a couple times and get a good padlock on there so he couldn't get it off. I mean, maybe if you broke the chain, then we might have to put the collar on him, just to keep him. Whatever.
I mean, if the radiator gets so high, he's going to lose weight and he might slip through that cable.
Right. I mean, push come to shove, we'll just call the men in white coats and we'll send him to the funny farm.
Hey, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Right. Well, like I said, this is my good deed for the month, so I can be an asshole the rest of the time, and I'm good to go. You know what I mean? So
I say that all the time when I come on this show, and then with Michelle's shows, it's like I better make it to heaven now. I mean, fuck. I've done too much good charitable shit.
I'm going the other direction. I'm going to have a lot more fun down there. So you have fun up there. You figure it out. So,
well, AJ, you got anything to shout out?
I don't know. Fuck yeah, dude, I'm fucking tired. I don't fucking know. You guys are lucky I came on today.
You can shout out or not shout out, but tell the big fuck you to that tow truck driver that took 6
Oh yeah, dude. Literally, you want to hear some fucked up shit? So about that, so when at 7:30, it happened. So I'm 7, it was 6:30 or 7, right? I fucking go to my insurance company. I call them, tell them I need roadside assistance. So they're like, okay, I'll be here in 20 to 45 minutes, right? 45 minutes passes. I text back, nothing here. They're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fucking an hour or 180 minutes. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Fucking sitting there watching the game, whatever, right? Go back to it. Fucking first game goes over, says nothing's still there. Oh, we lost it, so we're gonna have to send another one in. Fucking messes up again. Third time they fucking hit me up and say, oh yeah, we're now en route to you. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
How many miles does your insurance cover for the tow?
That's 15 miles. I wasn't that far from home anyways.
Okay, so I was going to say, because if you were out of range, that's probably why they fucked with you.
Oh, no. Dude, I was in the limit. It's just they fucking dispatch kept fucking up on,
Well, you probably got some
range from where the shop is located, or where he lives.
No, per your insurance. Well, I mean, depending on your insurance
it's 15
plan,
miles.
You get so many miles per tow that they will cover.
Yeah, 15.
If you want your car dropped off at your house or at a shop, or if you want it towed to Walmart, wherever, they will cover such a distance. And I think my insurance it's either 25 or 30 miles, but I've got a higher insurance deal, so that's why it's more. But
I just have basic.
It depends on your insurance provider that they'll cover so much.
I know when I got my car towed a few weeks ago. It was less than 1 mile. I told Tex that I could have walked home if I wanted to, but
Well, see, I could too. I've done it before, but
And
the
like I
point of
said,
the
you
fact of the
could've-
matter is just I don't want to get towed and then impounded.
Right.
I could easily walked and be.
Now, did you get your car towed to the house or to a garage or what?
Oh, it's at the house.
Six and say.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
gotta
changing the
fucking
tie
dude.
rods
I got
ain't bad.
a
It's
shit
not
ton of
that
stuff
hard.
to do tomorrow. I gotta take off fucking both tires. I gotta jack up the car. I gotta fucking get the fucking both the sets of the tie rods, man. It's fucking gonna be a bitch.
Once you have all of the stuff, assuming that you didn't bend anything else on that front end with brake, if you broke both tie rods, you could have bent something in that front end. You need to check that too.
I know. There's so much shit I gotta do. Thank God
But,
there's YouTube for that kind of shit.
Dude, it's not bad. It's not a hard deal, but it shouldn't take you an hour and a half per wheel to do it all.
Yeah.
It's not bad. So
Yeah, that's what's so good about being an independent contractor. You get money right then and there, so it's not like you have to wait till Friday for the paycheck.
Nice.
Like literally, it was
Well, it's
like,
also-
what's the fucking odds of like the last order I was doing, and then it fucking happens, and I literally cashed out right after. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
okay, yeah, and it fucking does
well,
it.
I mean, there's all kinds of online resources that,
Mhm.
like you said, YouTube and everything else that
Yep.
you can do. It's not hard to it's not hard to change that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what the hell is this, Didi? Oscar is trans? No fucking way.
Oh,
I
come
believe
on. Oh, shit.
she does look like a man.
No, she's not bad.
I
looking.
just assume she's an ugly Asian broad. I don't know what you're talking about. You
Oh,
must be the one.
hey,
Asian.
after we get offline, I know who's been, that troll that was trolling me in the chat. I know exactly who it is. So I'll
Oh.
tell you guys after we get off, because I don't want that person, if he's listening,
Whatever. We ain't gonna do that right now. We know that.
No, because we all know who he is, and he's the cancer in this community.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go drama on here.
No.
Once you start that, it
No,
never stops.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Even mentioning it is a problem. We don't. Yeah, don't. That's we don't do that. But either way, Casey, you gonna do your shut ups?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and we'll be doing Friday is Raw, obviously. And I released earlier this Festo's Quest on NES. It was a
Is
horrible.
that an Adams Family game?
Yeah,
Really?
That's Casey's life right there. It says, Casey's Quest.
it's it's a horrible game. But that was a viewer's request, so I actually got a sub off that, so that was good. But I'll be ready to do for Friday, so
Well, y'all have fun on Friday. I'll be partaking in my Joe Bob Briggs time. The last drive-in is back, people. It's time to celebrate. So y'all have fun with your Friday shows.
Let me ask you
Alright.
this, Tex. What would you do if, say, if you got a cameo or you got, a personal phone call from Joe Bob Briggs?
I'd probably pull a Casey and shit my pants.
I'm never gonna let that down.
No, you never will. No, I take that back. Until one of us does something more embarrassing, you're never going to live that down. And then that person has to deal with the embarrassment until somebody else does something. That's just how it works.
It's something that's worse or equal as bad.
I don't know. Shitting your pants is pretty bad.
Just for fairness' sake, equal or worse. I will go either way. But
okay,
one of us,
how
one
do you
of us
get
has.
worse, though?
I don't know. I mean, maybe you puke on the air or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I thought Casey was going to
okay.
puke on his birthday. To be honest with you,
Until one of us and it doesn't have to be on there. It can be just bullshit amongst whatever. But within the presence of one another, until one of us does something equal or worse, you're going to be the butt of the joke until then. So, hashtag
Captain
Casey
Shitty
Shit.
Pants. No, it's hashtag Captain Shit Pants.
You know, Casey's bed sheets look like mud stains. You know, that's what I've always been told. But, hey, what you gonna do?
Well, for everyone, for AJ, Tex, and Mikkel, and Cora, who was here. So this was Wednesday.
Big thank you to Cora for helping with the hostile takeover of Harsh Truth Light. You know.
You guys have a good night, and
Hey.
we're out. What?
Let
me do the outro. I want to do the outro.
I'll do your
From
outro.
Casey to me to Tex to fucking Mikkel. This is Wednesday Night Nitro. We're out of here, folks. We'll see you on Friday. We're all out of time. Gotta
We're
go.
out of time.
We're out of time. Ah!
This is the biggest night. This is the greatest night in our great sport.